win. The St. John Flames were mired in a franchise-tying 9-game winless streak, and the light at the end of the tunnel seemed miles away. But the Flames regrouped and came home with new life and came away with back-to-back wins against the St. John's Maple Leafs. They then ventured back on the road with success against Lowell, a minor setback against their highway rivals, the Fredericton Canadians, so the Flames make their way back home tonight in front of the hometown fans looking to solidify their playoff spot in the AHL's Atlantic Division. So settle in and enjoy the action as the St. John Flames do battle with the Portland Pirates right here on Saturday Night Sports, live on the New Brunswick channel, TVNB.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Harbor Station for Saturday Night Sports, where we're bringing you AHL action between the St. John Flames and the Portland Pirates. Right now, Jim, we have the Flames with 48 points and the Portland Pirates with 42. Let's just briefly go over who's hot and who's not right now for the Flames.
Well, I mean, for the Flames, Martin St. Louis has really picked up his game the last couple of weeks. Nat Domicelli has done the same, playing extremely well. Jean-Sébastien Giguère, he's still the player on the bubble right now for the Flames. They expected some big things from him, and he's looked extremely shaky since being called down from Calgary, but they're hoping for a big game from him tonight, I'm sure. After getting, well, hit kind of hard in Fredericton the other night, their winning streak came to an end, so the Flames look to turn things around, but they've had trouble with Portland all year, so it should be a good game.
Also on the bubble, some people may be knowing this, is Tyler Moss. He's on waivers right now. He's got 48 hours, whether or not he's still going to be with the organization. Talking to some members of the Flames right before we went on air, they said no, they don't think he's going to be with the organization. Somebody's going to grab this goaltender up because he's a good pickup.
Well, that's the way it looks right now. I mean, of course, everything's coming up, and he is on the bubble. And like you said, he's got 48 hours to report. And the word ringing around the building tonight is he's not going to show up. So that leaves him a bit of a void, but opens up a little bit of space in Calgary. As you know, this team, both here on the farm and in Calgary, is flooded with goaltenders. So this is going to give people a little more breathing room. And Jean-Sébastien Giguère, I'm sure, knows this news. And I mean, if he plays well tonight and continues to play well, he could be back up in Calgary before you know it.
St. John added some toughness now with Dave Roach, 6'4", 230 pounds, with Rocky not in the fold and really questionable whether he's going to play again this year.
Yeah.
They needed some toughness along with Chris Dingman, who is now the penalty minute leader for St. John. So we're going to take it up to Aaron now right after the national anthem, and he's got the play-by-play.
Good evening from Harbor Station, and welcome to Baxter's Flames Hockey on Country 94. I'm Aaron Kennedy along with Steve Ryan, and a special hello this evening to those of you joining us on TVNB. It's the Flames and the Portland Pirates. These teams are battling for the final playoff berth in the Atlantic Division standings. The Flames, though, certainly have the upper hand. They are currently fourth, 6 points better than the Pirates, with 6 games in hand. Jennifer Halliday is our contestant. In the Keystone Kelly's first goal of the game contest, Jennifer has selected Martin St. Louis to score the first goal of this hockey game. And St. Louis starts for St. John along with Nat Domicelli and Travis Brigley. This is a big game for Travis Brigley. He's been challenged by Rick Vive. The coach wants to see Brigley perform, and Brigley's getting a chance with 2 snipers on his wings, St. Louis and Domicelli. The game is underway. The Pirates in their own zone control. Here comes Dan Cleary over the St. John line. Ahead for... That was Marha moving in on the left side, and the puck is cleared away by Domicelli. Joseph Marha is a newcomer here to the Pirates lineup, and the Flames are called for an icing.
Well, very important for the Flames to get off to a good start here. And we talked about the goaltending early. We'll be keeping our eye on that. And Rick Vide said it in the pregame show. Jaguar has to play like he can play, and it's very key. You have to stand in there and really give this team a lift. But we'll be keeping an eye on this Cleary line tonight. Cleary, Dumas, and Marha. They're very, very quick. Dupont, a real sniper for this team. He can put the puck in net. 28 goals in 48 games. Flames going to have to keep a careful eye on J.P. Dumas tonight.
Cleary and Dumas, first-round picks with Marha in the middle. Face-off is to the left of Jaguar. Flames control. Kelly steps in behind the net. The Flames will skate from our left to right. Kelly tried to feed it ahead. Sharon comes in to help out. Reverses direction, sends it behind the net. Parrish holds in on the right side. His shot knocked down by Mike Valinga. Valinga moves it off the boards, not out. Dumas tied up by Kelly. Puck comes loose, and Travis Wrigley turns it to the Portland line and plays it in deep. Left corner. Saloui can't get to it. Sharon on the right side got knocked down from behind by Cleary. Sharon falls on the puck, and the play is blown down by referee Conrad Hashi, and the faceoff will come up outside the Portland blue line.
Conrad Hashi did the game, as we talked about earlier, in Fredericton the other night. Questionable call on Derek Walser. We won't go on about that, but hopefully he'll be as sharp as both teams expect to be tonight. Integral part of any game is good refereeing, and Conrad Hashi hopefully keep in control of this game, but really Flames guilty of too many penalties tonight, the other night, and undisciplined penalties, and they're going to have to watch that tonight.
Eric Healy is centering Greg Pankowitz and Sergei Varlamov for St. John. The Pirates control at center. Trevor Halverson ran into Mickey Ellick. Now Mark Major will send the puck into the St. John zone. Cooper will trot back, and it's an icing call against Portland. We've played 70 seconds in this opening period. There is no score. Neither team has a shot on net. No Atlantic Division teams were in action in the American Hockey League last night. All 5 teams are seeing play this evening. Up the road in Fredericton, the Canadians are entertaining the Maple Leafs. And in Lowell tonight, the Lock Monsters are taking on the Providence Bruins, the top team in the AHL. That game is sold out. Lowell averaging fewer than 3,200 fans per game, but a sellout tonight with the Providence Bruins in town. Cooper at center ice for St. John, ahead for Healy. He'll play it for Varlamov over the Portland line. Varlamov with his shot, and that one skips wide on the stick side of Martin Brochu. The Pirates start back. Benoit Graton, their leading scorer, tripped up at center by Pankowitz. Pankowitz now at his own line has the puck for Varlamov on the left side. Varlamov backhands it into the Portland zone. Healy will give chase. Mark Major has been converted to play defense for the injury-depleted Pirates. He moves it out to center. Healy now for Pankowitz over the Portland line for Varlamov on the left side. Varlamov centers it. Oh, and Mark Major redirected it off the post. Major with a horrible play in his own zone. Somehow got his body twisted around and played that centering pass right off of the post. Varlamov was trying to get it in front of Pankowitz, as now the puck is over the glass in the St. John zone, and Major, a forward, playing defense, and he was totally discombobulated there, and Varlamov nearly had a garbage goal.
Nice tip. Really, it looked like he actually tipped it to shoot it on the net. I don't know what Mark Major was thinking, but the Flames showing a little bit of jump here, and Mark Major almost helping them out big time.
And that doesn't even count as a shot on goal because it was off the iron.
Exactly.
2 minutes gone in the first period. There's no score. Aaron Kennedy and Steve Ryan at Harbor Station on Baxter's Flames Hockey and on TVMB Saturday Night Sports. Here's Dave Roach. Hit for Steve Beige on the left side. Dingman with a blast just wide. Dingman moves in behind the Portland net, tries to get it to Beijing. Puck is played off the boards. Roach holds in on the left side, moves it back in behind the net. Dingman gets away from Hankinson. Dingman from the right corner. Dingman cycles it for Beijing. Beijing tries to get away from Travis Tucker, but the puck is loose, and it's scooped up by Hankinson. Casey Hankinson behind the Pirates' net. Portland will skate it from our right to left. There's no score here, nearing the 3-minute mark of the opening period. Marha leaves it at the side of the net for Tucker. Turnover. Beijing in front. Dingman dishes off. They score! Dave Roach! Pirates are claiming that Roach kicked it in, and it would appear to me that referee Conrad Hashi is going to discuss this with his linesman. He's telling the Pirates to get away from me, and Roach appeared to have that deflect off his skate. The only question is, did he turn his skate intentionally and direct it into the net, or did he kick it into the net? And this may not be a goal, and it's not. No goal. Dave Roach kicks it in the net, and the Flames are going to be sour with Conrad Hashi here because they were sour on Thursday night with his work in Fredericton. But tonight, Hashi doesn't make the call. It's linesmen Tim Skinner and Bobby Jones who get together with the referee, and one of those two gentlemen made the call. And without the benefit of replay, I would suggest that call is a correct one.
Yeah, and I'd have to agree with you, and we'll give Conrad Hashi a break on this one. Certainly looked like Roach did move his leg, kind of direct the puck towards the net, and that's the fine line of what you cannot do. If it goes off your skate in the net, that's fine, as long as it's not directed. And certainly looked like Dave Roach made an effort to move that puck towards the net, and Flames going to have this one disallowed.
There is no goal on the play. The puck was kicked into the net.
Should take the face-off outside the blue line if I'm Conrad Hashi here too, but he hasn't come up with that. The thing to keep in mind, if it deflects off the skate without a kicking motion or without the player intentionally directing it into the net, it's a goal. But that certainly wasn't the case there. But what were Marha and Tucker doing in their own zone to even provide the Flames with an opportunity? And again, it's the muckers, Beige and Dingman, and tonight joined by Roach as opposed to Clark, to try to make something happen. Barry Moore sends the puck into the St. John zone. The game remains scoreless. Kent Hulst controls on the right side. Hulst throws it in front. Trying to get the backhander away was Ryan Vandenbush, but he was ridden out of the play by Mickey Yellick. And now the Pirates knock the puck down with a high stick. The faceoff will come up outside the St. John blue line. 3 minutes and 13 seconds gone in the opening period. There is no score. There was a goal, but it was disallowed. Conrad Hashi, the referee again this evening. He's 26 years old, a native of Sudbury, Ontario. He's worked 24 games in the National Hockey League, all of them as a linesman, and he's trying to make his way back to the show as a referee, and certainly with the two-man system coming in next year, referees
lots of work coming.
Are certainly very much in need. Brigley gets the puck to center. Saint-Louis into the Portland zone. Saint-Louis steps in front, save, rebound, they score! Dama Kelly! And this one will count. It's 1-0 St. John.
San Luis showing some great wheels. We talked about that earlier. The Flames have to get their forwards going, use their speed. They've got some great speed. San Luis going down the right side, going hard to the net, taking the shot. The initial save by Brochu. Dama Kelly on the spot, and he is a sniper. He put it up where Mama puts the cookies, and it's 1-0 Flames.
Dama Kelly with his 23rd goal of the season. He leads the team in that department.
Flames goal, his 23rd of the season, scored by number 17, Matt Kelly. Assisted by number 12, Martin St. Louis. And by number 25, Travis Brigley. Time of the goal, 3 minutes, 33 seconds. That's
Jennifer Halliday, our contestant in the Keystone Kelly's first goal of the game contest, was nearly a grand prize winner as St. Louis crashed the net, but Martin Brochu made the save. Dama Kelly was able to score on the rebound. So just for playing tonight, Jennifer wins a time crunch punch for lunch for two, courtesy of Keystone Kelly's in Market Square. Your next chance to win, less than 24 hours from now, as the Flames host Rochester tomorrow night at 6. Point shot by Major, kicked out by Giguère. Into the right corner, Marha, tied up by Valinga. Marha tries to get away from him. Valinga does a good job of holding on to him. Now Marha gets loose, works it in behind the net. Cleary looks to set up. In front, Dumas on his backhand, sends it back to the point. Major with a shot. Knocked down by Eric Charron, and the St. John captain heads up ice. The ex-Pirate to center, chips it into the Portland zone. First one in the corner is Pankowitz, sends it in behind the net, and Dumas starts back for the Bucks. Dumas through center to the St. John line, gains the line. Cooper plays it away. Varlamov with a nifty little maneuver away from Marha. Now the puck is poked away from Varlamov. He gets it back and sends it to the Portland line. 4.5 minutes gone in the first. Flames with a 1-0 lead. Tim Murray sends the puck down ice. Cooper will venture back to pick it up. Cooper steps in behind his own net and sends it out to the neutral zone. It's picked up there by Murray. Murray for the Pirates, ahead for Halverson. Cooper breaks that one up. Pirates back at their own line. It's Murray again. Murray feeds it ahead on the right side. Just offside is Trevor Halverson. He could have waited for that pass and been onside, but he was a little overeager and he stepped over the red line, and that results in an offside pass. That will bring the faceoff back inside the Portland blue line.
Halverson and Grattan, they can be dangerous out there. They were the last time that Portland was in here with their 8-3 victory back on December 3rd. Benny Grattan, 55 games played, 15 goals, 33 assists, 48 points. He's a -1, but he's dangerous. And Flames are going to have to keep an eye on that line tonight.
Travis Tucker lugs the puck to center, plays it for Halverson, who gets it into the St. John zone. Back to pick it up is Ellick. He has 2 goals this season, both of which have come against the Pirates. Dingman moves it for Bégin. He can't get it out. Point shot by Murray, knocked away. Ellick in behind the St. John net, sends it on the left side for Dave Roach. He had what he thought was his first goal as the St. John Flame disallowed earlier. Bégin shovels it behind the Portland net. Brochu comes out, pokes it to Craig Mills. Mills is hit by Dingman. Bégin sandwiched in the right corner. Puck is loose. Dingman steps in front. Shot, save, rebound, Roach. Oh, what a save by Brochu. He was down and seemingly prone, but he somehow was able to reach out and deny Dave Roach. Roach kicked one in earlier, and he couldn't shoot that one in.
Good job by that line again. Bégin doing good, tough work in along the corner, along the boards. Chris Dingman, and he's been playing very well, played very well in Fredericton the other night. Come up, pick up the puck, going out front. Good save by Brochu, and then, of course, robbing Dave Roach on the rebound. Kind of like this line, Chris Clark was there instead of Dave Roach the other night, and they did a pretty good job in Fredericton. Inserting Roach, I think, is a pretty good move. He had size, a different dimension onto this line, and they've been very, very sharp so far tonight.
Brochu had been exiled to the International League. He was playing in Utah. He was sent down in late October after only playing in 1 game for the Pirates this season. He's the team's all-time leader in games played, wins, losses, minutes, and saves. Picked up his first win of the AHL season on Valentine's Day versus the Maple Leafs. He's played 6 games this season with Portland, 2 wins, 2 losses, and a tie. His backup tonight is Mike Rosati.
Yeah, Rosati's no slouch either. He was here in the win back in December, but Brochu, had to go back to originally Montreal property and traded to Washington for future considerations back March 15th in '96, and looks like he's going to get lots of rubber here tonight.
Former Fredericton Canadian. Of course, the Fredericton Canadians are nearly former themselves.
Oh.
Cam White with a point shot, stick save by Brochu, and Hankinson plays the puck to center. Flames with a 1-0 lead as White dumps it back into the Portland zone. Back to pick it up is Ryan Gillis, the Salisbury native, moves it off the boards, and Rick Kowalski gives it to Parrish. He'll slap it ahead. It hit the referee. Petrovicki tried to drop it off for Cowan, but the pass is errant, and Hankinson moves it to the neutral zone. Kowalski on his backhand gains the St. John line. Charon tries to play it away. Kowalski moves it in behind the St. John net. White sends it off the glass down into the Portland zone. Brochu will come out and leave it for Gillis. Gillis steps in behind the Portland net, plays it on the right side for Parrish. He'll flip it to center. Ellick gloves it down there. Ellick heads back inside his own line, moves it for Cooper. Cooper ahead to Petrovicki on the left side. Ellick, he'll carry it into the Portland zone with a shot. Glove saved by Martin Brochu. He appered to be going one way and reached out with the arm as the puck was going the other.
Looked a little shaky on that and a little wobbly, but a good shot by Ellick. Mickey Ellick has a good shot and certainly has been playing pretty well as of late. And of course, when you're talking about defense of the St. John Flames, you have to mention Eric Charon. He's been playing an awful lot of hockey lately. Certainly with their depleted numbers, a couple of injuries. Odette and Scoville still out due to injury, but boy, Eric Charon, and he's played very, very solid again tonight. And Flames looking for him to lead the way.
He was a -3 with 2 minor penalties in Thursday's loss at Fredericton. He was a +5 in the 5-3 win over St. John's here at Harbor Station a week ago yesterday.
I think, especially on Thursday's game, talked about the 2-on-1s and 3-on-1s that the Flames gave up, and really that was the part and parcel, the whole thing with regards to his minus situation on Thursday night. Logged a lot of ice time and really didn't get a lot of help from the forwards.
This is the line on the ice for St. John that has accounted for the game's only goal. Dom Kelly from Salowee and Brigley at 3:33. Ellick can't keep it in at the Portland line. Laterally for Cooper. Now for Dom Kelly on the left side into Portland territory. Salowee skates after it on the left side. Martin Salowee to the point. Ellick the shot. tipped in front and it skips wide. Domicelli moves it in behind the net. Brigley from the left corner. Brigley had it slapped away by Major, and the Pirates head up ice. Moving through center and playing it in is Vandenbush. Giguère comes out, sends it off the glass, and down the ice it goes. 12:42 remaining in the opening period. Flames 1, Portland no score. Flames out shooting the Pirates 6-1. Hulst drops it for Tucker, who fires it in wide of the St. John net. Valinga is back and controlling. He puts on the brakes behind the goal. Flame skate from our left to right. Mike Valinga, ex of the Guelph Storm of the Ontario Hockey League, sends it to center. Tucker corrals it, feeds it ahead. Mills looking for Halverson. Healy plays it away. Valinga in front of the St. John bench gets it into the attacking zone, and the Pirates clear. Pankowitz moves it for Healy, and he'll chop it into the Portland zone. Coming up with it is Pankowitz, moving in, shot, and a piece of that one skipped off of Brochu's body. Healy tried to center, but Tucker is there, and he'll skate it up ice. Tucker to center, fires it in on net. Giguère gloves it down, and Chiron controls. Things just opened up for Greg Pankowitz a moment ago, and he stepped in front of the Portland net, but Brochu was able to make the save. Halverson at center for Graton. Back to Halverson, now for Dumas. Moving in, Dumas tried to get the backhander away as Healy took him down. Dumas in front, Halverson fanned on his shot as Ellick poked it away. Dumas gloves it down along the boards. Pankowitz unable to clear. Pankowitz with another chance, loses it. Graton in front for Dumas. He can't get a shot away. Varlamov will blast it off the boards down the ice. This is an icing call against St. John with 11 minutes and 16 seconds to skate in the first, and the Flames leading 1-0.
Well, Flames up 7-1 in shots, and that certainly looks good. That's what they wanted to do, get into this game early, certainly get some shots on Brochu, and really do a lot of things that they didn't do the other night, and that was carry the play. And you really have to. You have to get this Portland defense turned around. They're not overly, how should I say, they're a skilled team, but they just aren't a quick defense. Good to see Ryan Gillis in the lineup tonight from Salisbury, and Flames are taking advantage of that right now. And once again, getting a couple of shots, and that's what you want on Brochu early.
St. John is 14-8-4 when scoring first. From the face-off, Parrish with a shot deflected into the seats. 1-0, the Flames lead on the goal by Nat Domicelli, his 23rd of the season, from Saint-Louis and Brigley at 3:33. Travis Brigley tonight trying to show that he belongs. He's been a healthy scratch twice in the last 6 games. He certainly has the skill, but sometimes Rick Vive wonders if he has the emotion and the intensity and the desire, and he's really trying to push him, trying to get Brigley to play up to his potential, and he's getting a glorious chance tonight playing alongside the likes of Domicelli and St. Louis. Brigley off the face-off, tripped up the Portland centerman. That was Marha. There's going to be a Pirate penalty as Domicelli gains the Portland line. Giguère to the bench. St. Louis behind the net. Brigley in front for Domicelli, knocked it just wide. Cooper shovels it in behind the net. Brigley controls. Brigley tied up in the corner. Brigley moves it to St. Louis. Now the Pirates gain possession, and the play is blown down. That was a nice pass from Brigley in front. Travis Brigley showing a little more vim and vigor here tonight. He got away with an obstruction-related infraction right off the face-off in the St. John zone.
Right, he did. Absolutely he did.
And shortly thereafter, Dumas is assessed a roughing minor, so the Flames will get the first power play chance of the night.
Well, Travis Brigley, a veteran of 1 year here. The bottom line with Travis Brigley is he's got to get into the game. A lot of fans are wondering the same thing, too. This guy's got all kinds of skills. Nick Polano outcoats very high on Brigley. Good size, certainly a good skater, good puck handler. But you really have to wonder, does he come to play night after night? And Rick Vive also was wondering about this guy. But looks like he's got a little bit of jump to his step tonight. Certainly if he's going to play with a couple of guys like, St. Louis and Domicelli, certainly he's going to get his chance, because these are gifted hockey players, and they'll certainly,
Flames collide at their own blue line. Here's Graton, a short-handed breakaway. Stopped by Giguère. Graton, rebound, wraparound attempt. That goes askew, and back the other way come the Flames. Domicelli on the left side for St. Louis. Top of the circle, St. Louis cycles it for Pankowitz. Pankowitz, cross ice, Domicelli in front. Oh, what a save by Brochu on the redirection by Dingman. That was an eye-popping stop by Martin Brochu. Dingman thought for sure he had the goal that would give St. John a 2-0 lead, but Brochu absolutely absolutely robbed him, and Dingman can do nothing but smile at the Pirate goaltender.
Well, that's one for the highlight reels right there. Wide open as you can be. Great pass from St. Louis. Dingman on the doorstep, all set to put it by Brochu, and he just reached back, put the arm down, and absolutely the play of the game so far to keep this at a 1-0 hockey game. Just absolutely highway robbery by Brochu.
Hankowitz and Chiron collided at the Portland blue line. That's what resulted in the breakaway attempt for Benoit Gratton. He was free and clear from his own line. Chiron breaks the stick. Dom Kelly coughs it up, and here comes Mills. Chiron had gone to the bench, so he's back. And Mills can't get a good shot away. Normally that would have been another breakaway, but the Flames had some good fortune because Chiron broken his stick and had returned to the bench. St. Louis on the right side. Flames with a 1-0 lead. Dingman in the corner. To the right point, David Cooper. Across for Hankowitz. Hankowitz sends it into the right corner. St. Louis takes a hit along the boards by Malgunas. Gets it to Healy. Dingman to the point. Cooper moving in. Wrist shot high and wide. Hankowitz on the left side. 48 seconds in the power play. Dingman along the left wing boards. Dingman in front. St. Louis fanned on it just wide. Healy from behind the Portland net. Left side. Dingman whacks it in front. St. Louis controls on the right side. To the point. Cooper back to St. Louis. Dingman to the front of the net. Cooper left side. Hankowitz. Hankowitz, nifty little pass across for St. Louis. He fakes the shot. St. Louis down low. Healy in front from a bad angle. He hit the side of the goal. Healy back of the Portland net for Dingman. For St. Louis on the right side, he's stripped of the puck, and Dwight Parrish will carry it to the neutral zone and then shoot it into the St. John territory. 9 minutes remaining in the first. St. John leads 1-0. Chiron controls for the Flames. The penalty to Dumas is over. Chiron to center. Gives it to Healy. He'll backhand it into the left corner. Petrovicki skates after it. He takes Vandenbush out of the play. Healy on the right side. In behind the net. Petrovicki in front. Healy the shot. Another save by Brochu, who's come to play tonight. Evidently, he didn't like it in Utah very much. He wants to stay in the AHL. Chiron ahead for Healy. Healy sends it into the Portland zone. Petrovicki's after it. Gillis plays it away, and Gratton advances it to Vandenbush. He traipses his way into the St. John zone, drops it for Dumas. It's knocked away by the Flames defense. Clark moves it for Cowan on the left side. The trailer is Clark. Cowan tries to force it in front. He's held up by Gillis. Cowan for Clark at the side of the net, but it's played away by Vandenbush. Now Dumas weaves through center, ran into Clark, got knocked down. Petrovicki tried to move the puck to Clark. It comes right back to Petrovicki, and he'll shoot it into the attacking zone. Under 8 minutes remaining in the first period. Flames with a 1-0 advantage. Dumas, with his 28 goals, dumps it into the St. John zone. Giguère leaves it for Ellick. He'll play it for Cooper. Cooper cuts in front of his own net, now retreats behind the goal. Flames skate from our left to right. They have a 1-0 lead on Domicelli's team leading 23rd of the season. Domicelli sends it off the boards. Down the ice it goes. Here's St. Louis going to negate the icing. St. Louis behind the net. Brigley in front. Lost the handle on the backhand. St. Louis was taken down as the Pirates head up ice. Cleary into the St. John zone. On the right side, a shot is wide. Picked up now by Marha. Marha steps away from Domicelli, loses the puck, and Cooper will head up ice for St. John. Ahead for St. Louis. St. Louis tries to skate past Barry Moore, loses it. Malgunas sends it ahead. Cleary into the St. John zone. Cleary between the circles. Cleary the shot. Giguère the save. He'll hang on. Dan Cleary, a first-round pick of the Chicago Blackhawks. Of course, the Blackhawks have a few players here in Portland, a dual affiliation with the Washington Capitals. Cleary was taken 13th overall in 1997. He's a native of Carbonear, Newfoundland. He's just 20 years old, celebrating his birthday in December. He has played 33 games in the NHL, 2 goals, 5 assists for 7 points.
Yeah, pretty quick, and good combination, he and Dumont. Dumont also a first-round draft pick. I think he was 3rd overall, but they certainly can be dangerous. The Flames showing all kinds of jump, and Brochu making some huge saves early.
Kowalski with a shot. Giguère the save. Puck went off of his shoulder and up into the air, and he was fortunate the Pirates weren't able to get to it. Hankinson from the left corner. Casey Hankinson cuts in front of the net. Backhander doesn't get through, and Roach is back to pick it up. He's tied up. Hulse from the right corner, tried to play it in front, but it skips out to center. Murray, pressured by Dingman. Dingman has the puck. Cross ice for Roach over the Portland line with his shot knocked away by Tucker. Tucker in behind the Portland net. Swings it off the boards, and Hankinson heads up ice on the left side. Hankinson to the St. John line. Wrist shot on net. Giguère the save, and he elects to cover up. 6:16 remaining in the first. Flames with a 1-0 lead coming up during our first intermission. For those of you listening to Baxter's Flames Hockey on Country 94, we'll be joined by Chris Clark, who snapped a 27-game goalless drought on Thursday at Fredericton. It was also the first time in 14 games that Clark has been a plus in the plus-minus department. He'll be my guest one-on-one during the first intermission, and we'll get a sports update from Andy LaRue. For those of you watching Saturday Night Sports on TVNB, Jim Hennessy and Barry Johnson will be your intermission hosts. I'm Aaron Kennedy along with Steve Ryan from Harbor Station in St. John. Flames with a 1-0 lead. Face off to the right of Jean-Sébastien Giguère. Gillis the shot, it doesn't get through, and Varlamov is able to play it out. Hustling after it is Mills at the Portland line. He'll blast it ahead. Breton can't find it. Varlamov now for Pankowitz. He knocks it out of midair. His shot is blocked. Varlamov turns and fires it, sails over the net. Healy in behind the goal, tried to wrap it around. Brochu made the save. Gillis pressured by Varlamov. Halverson comes up with a puck. Pankowitz tried to take it away, but Breton gets it to center. Mills shoots it into the St. John zone. Giguère out behind the net. Backhands it away from Breton. Mills had the puck stripped by David Cooper, who heads up ice on the right wing. Cooper drives it in. It comes to Healy on the left side. Healy forced into the corner by Parrish. Puck is loose. Trying to dig it out of there was Varlamov, but the Pirates come up with it. Gillis to center, fires it in. Giguère catches it, and it would appear to me that he's going to hang on, which indeed is the case. With 5:20 remaining in the first period, Flames lead the Pirates 1-0.
Talked about the struggles of Giguère. Really hasn't been tested heavily early. One good save on the breakaway. But, for example, a shot like that, something he's got to drop and get out of the zone. You don't want to give up those face-offs inside very often if you can get control. And, you know, he'll find his groove. He'll find his zone. There's no doubt about it. It's just a matter of when.
A Portland player, Stuart Malgunas, has gone to the bench looking for a new weapon. And he rejoins the play. The face-off will be to the right of Jean-Sébastien Giguère. Flames are out shooting the Pirates 9-6. Brigley on the draw against Marha. Brigley wins it, and St. Louis steps in behind the net. Flames from our left to right. St. Louis sends it all the way down. Here's Domicelli trying to outrace Malgunas, but the Pirate defender is able to get there just ahead of the hard-charging Nat Domicelli, who has the game's only goal, and it's an icing call against the Flames.
Well, a couple of big games coming up also. Tomorrow, of course, the Rochester team's in, and I'll tell you, that's a good hockey team. At the top of the Western Conference in the Empire Division with 74 points. They're going to give the Flames a tough test. They're here twice in the next week, as are the Springfield Falcons, and they've been playing a little bit better of late. Springfield with 36 points, just ahead of Worcester in the New England division. But both those teams going to be in. It should be very entertaining games, both those squads.
Yeah, that's a dogfight in that New England division. Just 3 points separating 3 teams, New Haven, Springfield, and Worcester. 3 teams vying for just 2 postseason berths. Valinga from behind the St. John net skates away from Marha. Now he's forced into the corner. Dumas comes in, moves it for Cleary. These guys are dangerous. Cleary for Marha. He ran into Valinga. Cleary controls on the right side. Brigley guards him. Cleary loses it. Coming up with it is Marha. Tried to play it back to Cleary, but Brigley is able to move it to Domicelli. Ahead for Brigley, 3-on-2. Brigley into the Portland zone. Drops it for St. Louis in front. Domicelli shot. Pad saved by Brochu as he stones Domicelli. Point-blank range. Back the other way, Dumas into the St. John zone. That's played away. And Domicelli gets it out to center. Nifty passing there involving St. Louis, Brigley, and Domicelli, but Domicelli simply can't finish it off thanks to another sparkling stop by Martin Brochu. Giguère leaves it behind the net. Ellick slides it to the corner, and Cooper heads up ice. A little more than 4 minutes remaining in the period. Flames with a 1-0 advantage. Cooper sends it in. Bégin tried to backhand it in front. Dingman is on it. Shot! Brochu got a piece of that one. Dingman now on the right side. Dingman to the left point, but Cooper wasn't inside the zone, and the puck is played to neutral ice. And Cooper hears it from the Harbor Station faithful. Ellick back into the left side, his shot gloved by Brochu, and the way Brochu has been playing tonight, that's a routine stop after some of the earlier saves he's made.
Larson has saves early, and he's really kept the Pirates in this game so far. Flames with lots of jump. All lines seem to be clicking right now, and the defense, for the most part, is getting the puck up the ice. Like what the Flames are doing. Talked to Davey Nowlin a couple of weeks ago and noticed how much better the Flames are passing the puck, and it's an integral part of the game, and certainly throwing it around a lot better tonight.
3:42 remaining in the period. Flames 1, Pirates no score. Shots are 12-6 now in favor of St. John. Face-off is to Brochu's right. Pankowitz to the left point. Cam White plays it in behind the net. Tucker controls for the Pirates. Tucker gave it away to Healy. Healy in behind the net for Varlamov in front. Pankowitz couldn't get a shot away, and the Pirates head up ice. Vandenbush on the right side. Carries into the St. John zone. White tries to tie him up. Loses his stick. Varlamov has the puck. He'll flip it ahead to Pankowitz. Pankowitz gets it into the Portland zone. Pankowitz on the left side. Steps in behind the net. Pankowitz forced into the right corner. He's held by Murray. Fans want a penalty. Healy digs the puck out of the fray. Tried to slide it back to Pankowitz. Murray still has a hold of him. And Barry Moore feeds the puck to center for Vandenbush. One-on-one against White. Vandenbush moving in. Tried to inside out the St. John defender, but he's forced to the boards. And Healy heads up ice. Healy taken off the puck by Benoit Graton. Pankowitz comes up with it. He'll play it to the Portland line. Gillis looking for Halverson. Varlamov broke that one up. Now Halverson is able to send it into the St. John zone. 2:39 remaining in the period. Giguère backhands it ahead. Halverson on the left side. Had it swept away by Ellick. He gets it right back. Moves it for Graton. Graton in front. Halverson can't get a shot off. Graton back on the left side. Tries to skate away from Ellick. Moves in behind the net. Graton steps in front. Graton tripped up by Ellick. And there's no call. And the Flames are able to clear. Parrish drops it at his own line for Gillis. He'll play it out to center. Halverson can't control. Petrovicki sends it back into Portland territory. Varlamov has Gillis in his sights. Varlamov goes crashing into the boards. Clark in front, backhand. That one's kicked away by Brochu. And Mills will play it ahead for Halverson. Inside of 2 minutes in this opening period. Now Mills with a blast. Glove saved by Giguère. He'll discard it and then shoot it to the corner. Halverson shovels it behind the net. Mills, heavy hit from Petrovicki. Graton controls on the left side. He's bumped by Ellick. Halverson now has it, centers it, knocked away by Cooper, and Clark will play it ahead for Cowan. Cowan's going to skate around Parrish. Cowan moving in, weak shot, stopped by Martin Brochu. Jeff Cowan is without a point in his last 7 games, and he's a -8 in that span. He has 5 goals this season, all of which have come here on Harbor Station ice.
Well, Jeff Cowan's got the good wheels, and he certainly has some skills. He had a great camp in Calgary through their training camp, and Brian Sutter talked about how much he enjoyed his play, but the bottom line is just wasn't he wasn't in the numbers. Sent down here, Rick Vibe and Jeff Perry they don't really know what to think of Jeff Cowan. Good for a couple of games, and then he'll go south on you. But the bottom line is they're expecting some things out of Jeff, and really he's going to get his chance to perform.
Petrovicki is waved out of the face-off circle, so Chris Clark, who will be my guest during the first intermission, will step in against the Pirates' veteran captain, Kent Hulst. Major, who nearly put one into his own net earlier, moves it for Hankinson, now for Hulst. He drops it to Malgunas, who shoots it into the St. John end. Giguère leaves it behind the net for Valinga. Now for Charon, ahead for Cowan, who gets it out. Flames going with just 5 defensemen tonight. Cam White replacing the suspended Derek Walzer. Charon, and behind the St. John net, sends it off the boards, and out to center it goes. Major will head back. Major inside the Portland line, flips it ahead. Charon knocks it down with his body, feeds it ahead for Cowan, moving in, a drop for Petrovicki, but a good job by Kowalski getting back to break that one up. Cowan on the left side, had it knocked away by Major, out to center it goes. 48 seconds in the period. Charon fires it in. That's an intentional offside, though, as Cowan hadn't cleared the zone. Here's my take on the Derek Walzer situation, and as many people know, I was not at the game on Thursday night and did not get to see the slash or the hook or the high stick, however you want to describe it. But this much is clear in my mind. Walzer was assessed a match penalty. They're not going to change that. AHL rules require that the player be suspended indefinitely. Well, you shouldn't pick up a match penalty on a Thursday, because in this league, you always play on the weekends, and it takes a while to get the tapes to West Springfield, Massachusetts. So when the AHL gets around to looking at that tape on Monday, even if they think, you know, that really wasn't that bad, we should only suspend him for a game, when they look at the schedule and see, oh, St. John played twice on the weekend. Well, we'll give you a 2-game suspension. It's retroactive. You can play on Wednesday night against Springfield. Wait and see. Mark my words. That's what'll happen with Derek Walser.
And it's too bad. Really didn't deserve the match either.
Gillis moves the puck in behind the net. It's centered by Marha, knocked away by David Cooper. 35 seconds in the period. Here's Cooper playing with a little more authority tonight. Gets it into the Portland zone. St. Louis hits Parrish in the corner. Dumas controls, and he'll flip it to the neutral zone. Ellick drops it for Cooper on the left side for Domicelli into the zone. St. Louis moving in on the left side. He drops it to Domicelli. His shot rolls on net. Brochu doesn't want to cover it, and he wisely doesn't with 15 seconds to go in the period. Gillis, outlet pass on the left side. Cleary can't accept it. Ellick ventures back into the St. John zone, blasts it off the boards, kept in by Marha. Now Cooper will play it for St. Louis. 3 seconds in the period. He'll blast it in as the period comes to an end. Give Martin Brochu full marks for not freezing that puck with 15 seconds left in the period. He was able to shovel it to the corner, and that allowed time to expire as opposed to having a face-off deep in the Portland zone.
Yeah, smart play. He's a veteran, and he's done a heck of a job in the first period. Flames out shooting the Pirates 15-7, and I counted at least 4, maybe 5 sparkling saves that Brochu made. Flames showing lots of jump, hitting the zone hard, and hitting it often. Their play down low is very good, something we haven't seen a lot of this year. But I think Dave Roach, Pankowitz, Chris Dingman, Bejan doing a good job in that and being aggressive in the Pirate zone, and once again showing some offense from this squad.
Flames with a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes of play as Rick Vaive is discussing the situation with Conrad Hashi. Again, the disallowed goal, that was not called by the referee. It was the linesmen, Tim Skinner and Bobby Jones. And Rick Vaive is now using his body to try and suggest to Conrad Hashi that Dave Roach didn't kick that in, but certainly watching it at real speed and not having the benefit of a replay, that call to me certainly appeared to be a correct one. 1-0, Flames over the Pirates after 20 minutes of play. You're listening to Baxter's Flames Hockey on Country 94.
And welcome back to the Harbor Station after 1 period of play. Flames 1, Portland Pirates 0. Not a real entertaining first period. Jim kind of was slow, feeling touchy-feely process between both teams. And we noticed poor Chris Dingman just couldn't get a goal there.
Well, Dingman's working hard. There's no question. He's all over the ice. I mean, he's playing great defensively, trying to create something offensively. But like you mentioned, he's doing everything but putting the puck in the net. He couldn't buy one if he wanted so far tonight, but I'm sure that Rick will give him a pat on the back in the dressing room and say, you know, keep up the good work, Chris. And I'm sure that, you know, before the end of the night's over, he'll probably tickle the twine the way he's playing right now.
The referee tonight is Conrad Hashi. Very early in the first period, he called it a goal. Bobby Jones came over and said no, it was kicked in. We were standing on the west end, right a good angle, and it looked like Domicelli had to stick down on the puck, but they said no goal.
Yeah, no question about it. Conrad Hashi looked like he was on a tryout so far in this first period. Missed a couple of cross checks, missed that goal. Flames could easily be up 2-0 in this after 20 minutes of play, very easily. They're all over the Pirates so far. One power play opportunity the Flames did have. They looked a little sloppy, did have a couple opportunities, out shooting the Pirates now 15-8, but the Flames got to keep up the work because Portland is a team that they just can't beat this year for whatever reason.
Well, we look here in the goaltending for Portland, and we have reminiscence of Ron Tugnut. Martin Brochu just standing on his head, literally. I mean, people that are here tonight must be thinking, is that Tugnut in net or is that Brochu in net there?
Don't bring up the word Tugnut around this building because they still have nightmares about him every time they think about it. Of course, Ron Tugnut was the one in '95 who kept us from going on in the Calder Cup playoffs. Tugnut playing extremely well with Ottawa right now. Ottawa team, you know, looking for that conference championship. They'd love to get that first round bye, I'm sure, rest up the bones, make sure everybody's in place. But we get back to this game. I mean, Giguère looked a little shaky on a couple of long shots. You and I talked about it at the start of the game. You know, Giguère's having problems with those shots from the blue line for whatever reason. So he might have to go get fitted for contacts. You never know.
Let's briefly talk about the Flames situation here in St. John. Fan attendance is down. The talent on the ice is way down compared to last year. A lot of call-ups to Calgary. Calgary was on a bit of a streak there, but I don't know. I give them 2 years, and I think they're out of here, and then we may see a Quebec Major Junior team here.
Well, the buzzword, of course, around the building tonight is not focused on the Flames as much as it should be for a home game. It's focused on the Fredericton Canadians. Yesterday, it was made official by Ronald Corey, president of the Montreal Canadiens, via the satellite network. He said that this is Fredericton's last year to Montreal to be in Fredericton. The end of this year, however long they go in the playoffs. Playing extremely well right now, second place in the Atlantic Division. So how fitting would it be for them to win a Calder Cup this year and then be pulled out of the town, which has happened before in the AHL. Cape Breton, when the Oilers were down there, they went and won the Calder Cup. And then the next year they were gone. They pulled the trigger and moved them to Hamilton. But it's a sad situation for the Flames, for the St. John's Maple Leafs, for the Portland Pirates, because you get financially. You and I both know money is the name of the game. And instead of the Flames having to take a 45-minute travel up the highway, now they're going to have to travel to Quebec. You got to get a plane, you got to charter a flight, that's hotel rooms for the night. I mean, that runs into a lot more money. Stu McDonald, operations manager for the Flames, went on record Friday saying, you know, yeah, he understands from the AHL standpoint why they're moving to the Coliseum, Quebec, but financially, does it hurt our team? Absolutely. Financially, does it hurt the other teams in the Atlantic Division? Absolutely. But Dave Andrews, AHL president, said they're going to the bigger buildings. It'll seat 17,500 at the Coliseum, Quebec, and that's a vast improvement over just over 3,000 at the Aiken Center in Fredericton.
Well, if Calgary now has an escape clause in the contract with St. John, like I said, that's why I give them 2 years. The rest of this year and possibly the next year, and then that's going to be it. Year 2001, well, we're not going to see a pro team here because, like you said, it's going to cost just too darn much money to travel. Yeah. You're looking at chartering flights, especially if you got a game the next day. You want to charter, you don't want to bus up there because, you know, it just takes too much wear and tear out of the players. And I don't know. AHL in Atlantic Canada is really done. I mean, Moncton a few years ago went to the Calder Cup final too. Got a real good showing. They were gone. Yeah. So Fredericton's pretty well doing the same thing. They could be making a run for the Calder Cup too.
No question. I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. I mean, there's always that contract clause when an AHL team is set up, whether it be here in St. John, Fredericton, whatever the case might be, that the next day, I mean, you could win the Calder Cup and the moving vans could be at the back door the next day loading up the gear and taking off for wherever. But the thing is, the fan base here in St. John has got to pick up. There's no question about it. Good crowd on hand tonight. I think we took a rough guesstimate, probably 5,500 here in the building, and that's great. But it's the games in the middle of the week, the Wednesday night games, the Tuesday night games, and the Thursday night games, where you only got 3,700, 4,000 here in the building. You can't do it. But there's another. We've looked at this other side of the coin as well. Not a lot of jobs out there in this city now. A lot of people are out of work and can't afford to come to a hockey game. So it's a double-edged sword, and who comes out the winner? Nobody.
Well, that's what I said about Major Junior hockey. You and I have talked about it. I'm a big fan of it. A lot of people in this city say no. I say yes because it's a cheap product. Everybody can come. Everybody enjoys it. You can bring the whole family. Look at Moncton. I mean, Irving took that team over, and you know, it's just one of those things where you can afford to put a team on the ice like that. So.
Yeah, no question. I mean, Cape Breton, of course, right now is in a little bit of financial trouble. I think they were over their heads right from the start. Drummondville, they're reportedly in a little bit of financial trouble as well. So the proper scenario, or the scenario I'm sure that Fredericton hockey fans would like to see come out of this, is that they end up with some sort of hockey team, whether it be a major junior team, whatever the case might be. But Cape Breton is in some financial trouble. Depending on how they do in the playoff run this year, if they do make it into the playoffs, I think we'll tell the story there in Cape Breton.
Seems like we've got a lot of people walking in front of us here. They can't see a light on the camera or something.
We got a lot of traffic.
Some of them are friends of mine, so I'm not even going to mention their names. I could embarrass them, but I won't. So anyway, maybe they're just doing it to get us going. I don't know.
There you go, yeah.
But after one period, it's been 1-0, like we said. The third line of this Flames team, the checking line, has been the most productive line with Dingman, Roach, and Jeff Cowan on that line. They've been the best line so far tonight, and hopefully we'll see a little more offense from them. I mean, like we've been saying, Dingman just can't buy a goal out there tonight. He looked back at Brochu and said something to him. I wish we had a microphone on because I would have loved to hear what he said, you know. We probably have to beep it out or something, but lucky grab or something like that anyway.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Dingman is really on his game tonight, but he's not throwing the body around, and that's really what his job is. On the third line, that's your checking line, which tonight is really the most offensive line, which should be maybe their first line tonight.
Well, no question. Like you and I were standing there watching the game, and we were listening, and we were talking back and forth. I mean, a guy like Dingman reminds you of Tim Kerr. Got the size, got, you know, the skating ability. Not the best on the team, but it's there, and it's improving every game. he should be standing out in front of the net. You get a guy that's as big as he is and hard to move as he is. It takes two of their guys to try to move him. That frees up your extra point man. You're going to see a lot more goals going to net. And hey, how many goals did you see go off Tim Kerr's back of his leg or the back of his jersey or whatever the case might be? So I think that's Dingman's role, and that's the role he's got to start playing a little bit more.
Well, earlier this week we talked to Martin St. Louis about the 4-on-4 overtime situation. He gave his point of view on those things, and there's another person going in front of us. Those people, I don't know. But anyway.
We got to get a yield sign up here or
I
something.
think so. We got to get some tape or something around here, get some bouncers in here or something. But no, they talked to Martin St. Louis earlier this week and got his point of view on the 4-on-4, which is a different situation. It's tough to get going. So we're going to go right to that interview right now, and we'll come right back after that.
St. Louis, we've had some changes in the overtime rules in hockey. How do you feel about the changes in the rules, and will it be good for pro hockey?
Well, I think, with the 4-on-4 and the overtime, I think it opens the game up, skills player come on the ice, you have skilled defenseman, two defensemen jump up in the rush. It can be like a 2-on-1 for one team going on the ice and they don't score, and it's boom, the other guys go 3-on-2 against the other guys. It's just, I think it's going to be a lot of, opportunity like this where there's going to be some 2-on-1s or some 3-on-2s, because defensemen are going to be jumping up in the plays. I think it's going to open up the game a little more, and I think you're going to see more wins than ties.
The fact that the rule has been changed midway during the season, do you think that's fair for all teams to do it that way?
Well, I don't know if it's fair or not, I think the league is trying to try something, and if it works well, I think the NHL might try it too. But, right now, I don't know if it's fair or not, but it's for everybody, It's not only a few teams that are doing it, it's the entire league, so, some team might benefit a bit more, but, in terms of being fair or not, I think we're going to look at this at the end of the year and see, if how bad did it help some teams or not,
And what do you think about going to a tie game or using the tie game situation? Should we stop after regular time and go home, or should we continue trying until a winning goal is made?
Well, I think a 5-minute overtime is good, with our schedule, we sometimes play 3 games in 3 nights, we're not going to play all night until somebody scores, we have to play another game the next night. It's not like playoff where you need a winner, but I think with that 4-on-4, there's going to be some, I think a lot of goals are going to be scored within that span of time, and, I know in the IHL they have the shootout, so they have a winner every game, and, but I think it's fine, to go 5, I think it's a good way to have it in the AHL, everybody gets a point at the end of regulation, and then they fight for the other one.
Okay, you personally, what's your favorite way to end a game? Do you like the shootout rule, or 1 period overtime, or shoot until it's play until the game is over?
Well, I like the rule where after 60 minutes you get 1 point, because you wouldn't lose after that. You got the point. It's like a tie pretty much. But I kind of like the shootout. Because then you fight for the other point. It's just going on the breakaways pretty much. But I like the shootout, but I don't mind the 4-on-4 either. We only had it once, the 4-on-4. I'd like to, have it a couple of games, and I'm sure, a guy who's got speed and has got, offensively creative, I think it's going to be a good way to showcase yourself in overtime, because it's 4-on-4, lots of room, and, you have opportunities to make plays.
Okay, now with this 5-minute overtime rule, do you think that the teams are being too conservative? Do they not, they maybe not take the chances to try to win in overtime?
Well, I don't know why they shouldn't try to win in overtime, because you get a point no matter what. If you go for the tie, what does that do? Also when you play against teams that are not even in your division, that extra point, is not going to kill you if you lose, because it's another division. I can't understand if you play against your own division and you want to make sure that they don't get ahead of you at 1 point. But I think, when both teams got a point automatically, you got to go for the win.
Okay.
This is TVNB, the New Brunswick channel, only on Fundy.
And Jim, we're going to get just about ready to start the second period. There's about a minute and a half left to before the start of the second period. What should we maybe expect now coming up in the second period?
Well, I think Conrad Hashi should be given a wake-up call, the referee, tonight, because he definitely missed quite a few calls during that first 20 minutes of the game. But the Flames have got to keep doing what they're doing. Portland's got to pick it up, definitely. They were outshot 15-8 in the first frame, and the shots that they did have on goal were not quality shots by any stretch. Flames dominated that first 20 minutes, and like we said, Chris Stingman was definitely the player of the period. I mean, he's got to keep pressuring, getting there, diving, crashing into the net, and he's going to get a goal before the night's over. That's my pick of the night.
The player that stood out in my mind was Jeff Cowan. He kept his feet going the whole time. He could have drawn a couple of penalties there, but Conrad Hashi wouldn't call it. So I don't know what's going on with Conrad Hashi. Maybe he is just on a tryout thing. I really don't know. But I think the Flames are going to come out a little more feisty this period, throw the body around a little bit. It was a real dead game. Everybody had eggs in their pocket or something there. We might note that there is some players from the East Coast League here. We got Cam White, we got Mike Billinga, and just a few others that I can't think of right now, but they're playing quite well actually for somebody, for players that are in the East Coast League.
No question, this is a team that's had to juggle their lineup every night that they've been on the ice so far, so the Flames might be getting a little bit of consistency here. Rick Vaive, the word is he likes what he sees so far out of these kids from the East Coast League, so hopefully they can get some good combinations going. Like you said, third line is the line to watch tonight, so we look forward to seeing them here in the second period.
Well, now we're going to take it up to the proud new papa, the voice of the St. John Flames.
Kelsey Nicole Kennedy.
Congratulations to Aaron. If people haven't known that, he was a proud father on Thursday, I believe it was.
Yes, it was.
So a 7-pound baby. So anyway, we're going to take it up to Aaron. Here's the voice of the Flames, Aaron Kennedy.
1-0. They're going to have to be careful. They're going to have to still keep going hard on the offense.
Only 5 teams in the American Hockey League that have not lost in overtime. Springfield, Worcester, Adirondack, and Cincinnati are the others. Pirates got the shafts big time this week from that AHL overtime rule. Leafs and Fredericton played back-to-back games Monday and Tuesday on the Rock. So when you're the Pirates, the last place team in the division, you think, well, at least those two teams are playing head-to-head. Only one team is going to gain ground. Both games went into overtime. The Leafs won both games, so they picked up 4 points. The Canadians picked up 2.
Picking up 2 on 2 overtime losses just shouldn't happen.
Second period is underway. And change those first period shots. If you are keeping score at home, they were now 15-8 in favor of the Flames. Flames from our right to left. Saloui ahead for Dama Kelly over the Portland line with his shot steered away by Brochu. Cleary on the rebound. Banks it off the boards for Marha. Cross ice for Dumas. He overskates it at the St. John line. Dumas tied up by Charons. He shovels it in behind the St. John net. Cam White playing his first game on home ice for the Flames. Loses it. Dumas centers. Giguère pokes it away. And Saloui sprints into the Portland zone on the right side. Saloui leaves it for Brigley. Brigley stops sharply with a shot blocked. Brigley gets it back. Tried to feed it to Dama Kelly, but Dumas controls for the Pirates. Dumas steps in behind his net. Nearly gave it away to Saloui. He does. Saloui for Brigley, moving in. Shot from a bad angle. Save. Rebound for Varlamov, who'd come off the bench. That's stopped, and the Pirates will clear. Cleary gets it into the St. John zone as Portland makes a wholesale change. A minute 10 gone in the second period. Flames lead 1-0. Eric Healy in the St. John zone. Pressured by Gratton. He spins away from him and Halverson. Feeds it ahead for Cooper. Now on the right side, Varlamov can't get to it, and Malgunas moves in behind the Portland net. It's controlled there by Mark Major. An alternate captain for Mark Kumpel's Pirates. Major playing defense to the St. John line with a blast. Giguère got a piece of that one, and just enough. Cooper lobs it out to center. Malgunas back at his own line. Mills into the St. John zone. Ellick is there for the Flames. Ellick moves in behind the net. Ellick gets it out to center. Tim Murray back inside the Portland line, shovels it ahead. Cooper knocks it down. Gets away from Gratton, loses it. Gratton ahead for Vandenbush. Cooper intercepts that one and feeds it ahead for Pankowitz. Here come the Flames. 3-on-2. Pankowitz, the shot save. Rebound is cleared quickly by the Pirate defender, Travis Tucker. Big shot by Pankowitz, but Healy and Varlamov can't get to the rebound. Roach loses it in the neutral zone. Gratton lays it now for Moore, who gets it in deep. Gratton on the right corner. Hammered by Charon. Moore taken off the puck by Roach. Vandenbush from the right side controls. Vandenbush in front. Moore the shot knocked away by Roach. Pankowitz overskates. Vandenbush plays it back in deep. Murray tried to center. Giguère nearly got knocked down by Gratton. There's a penalty coming up against St. John. Vandenbush drops it for Moore. Brochu to the bench, puck in front of the net. Giguère will pounce on it, and we get our first stoppage of the second period, and the Flames will be shorthanded. 1-0, St. John leading the Pirates. This is Baxter's Flames hockey on Country 94.
Flames penalty to number 5, Mike Valinga, 2 minutes for obstruction holding. Time of the penalty, 2 minutes, 44 seconds. That's Valinga for obstruction.
For the first time in Mike Valinga's American Hockey League career, he sits in the penalty box. This is his 10th game, and it's his first penalty, obstruction holding at 2:44. So the Pirates get their first opportunity on the power play, which is 11th in the AHL. The Flames penalty killing is 9th. Flames have allowed a power play goal in each of their last 3 games and in 7 of their last 8. Pirates start from deep in their own zone. Lead pass to the St. John line for Dumas. Dumas tried to get it back to Hull, sends it right side for Marha. Marha, top of the right circle. Dumas to the front of the net. Shot kicked out by Giguère. Rebound scooped up by Cowan. He tries to clear, can't. Marha holds in on the right side. Dumas getting abused in front by Chiron. Marha sends it in front. It got tipped by Cowan and it sails wide. Dumas back left point. Right side Marha. On the left side, Hulst moving in. His shot knocked down by Cowan. Hulst gets it back. Hulst in front. Backhander played away by Chiron. Ellick races after it along the boards. Cleary controls. Cleary had it poked away by a sliding Chiron. It's loose in front. Cleary shot kicked out by Giguère. Now Bégin picks the puck up and throws it away. He had lost his stick, and he's fortunate he didn't take a penalty. Now Cleary to the St. John line. Dan Cleary drops it off, moving in. Malgunas the shot. That one's kicked away by Giguère. Cleary on the right side into the corner. Marha tied up by Cooper. Cooper wouldn't mind a whistle. Cleary comes up with a puck to the right point. Hulst looking in front. Dumas sets up shop again. Marha on the right side, 30 seconds in the power play with a shot. Pad saves Giguère. Dominic Kelly hustles after the rebound, and he's able to dump it down ice. 4 minutes, 25 seconds gone in the second period. Flames with a 1-0 lead. Halverson drops it on the right side for Kent Hulst. He traipses into the St. John zone, tried to spot Halverson crashing the net, but Halverson lost an edge and crashes into the end boards instead. Murray on the left side. Penalty to Valinga is over. Gratton behind the net. Controlling is Moore. Back to Gratton. Healy pressures him. Gratton plays it in behind the goal. Knocked down by Moore. Centered. Cooper is there to intervene, and he'll play it out. Each team is 0 for 1 with the man advantage. 5 minutes gone in the second period. Flames with a 1-0 lead. Chiron center breaks it up. Moore took a slash from Varlamov. Puck comes to Gratton. Moving in. Gratton shot. Giguère got a piece of that one. Chiron sends it off the boards. Malgunas off the bench, keeps it in on the right side. Into the corner. Halverson moves it behind the net. Gratton skates after it. Chiron gets there first, and the St. John captain dumps it to the neutral zone. Tucker back at his own line. Pressured by Varlamov, sends it ahead. Gratton turns it quickly for Halverson. He's into the St. John zone. A drop for Gratton. On the left side, Gratton forced to the boards by Ellick. Ellick grabs onto his stick momentarily. Varlamov comes back and gains control for St. John. Varlamov from behind the net. Flames from our right to left with a 1-0 lead here in the second period. Mickey Ellick heads right up the middle to center. Ellick nearly forced off the puck by Marha. Hankinson can't come up with it. Pankowitz tried to spot Varlamov, but it rolls on net, and Brochu plays it quickly for Marha. He gets it out to center. Valinga tried to move it for Bégin. He's in front of the St. John bench. Bégin cuts into the Portland zone on the right side. Bégin gets away from Major. Now Moore guards him closely. Puck is loose. Bégin for Roach in the right corner. Roach fired it cross crease, but there's no one there for the Flames, and Marha will dump it to center. Valinga moves it for Bégin in the neutral zone. Bégin ahead for Dingman into the attacking zone. A drop for Roach with a shot kicked out. Big rebound. Dingman can't control, and the Pirates will clear. 13:25 remaining in the second period. Flames 1, Portland no score. Valinga back in his own zone. Controls behind the net. Wrigley, Roach, and Dingman are up front as Valinga will feed it to center for Dingman. He drops it for Roach. Roach chops it into the right corner. Back after it is Gillis. Gillis gave it away to Dingman. He centers. Wrigley on the left side leaves it. White plays it for Dingman, left goal line. Dingman tried to move in behind the net. Dingman gets away from Gillis. Dingman still battling along the boards now. Dingman wins the battle. Dingman just inside the line, has the lane. Dingman moving in, but skating across to knock it away was Kowalski. Sharon from the point. His shot hit Parrish. Dingman into the right corner. Dingman controls along the boards. Dingman tried to go to White at the point, but it skips out to center. Great shift by Chris Dingman. He'll get a much-deserved breather. Holst ahead for Kowalski. That's played away by White. Parrish at center for Holst. He works it back into the St. John zone. Sharon backhands it ahead. Saloui skates into the Portland zone. Saloui goes wide back, and Brochu got a piece of that one. Kelly on the left side cycles it for Saloui. Saloui loses it, and the Pirates get it out. Hurrying back is Ellick. He's inside the St. John zone. Mickey Ellick angles it off the boards for Saloui. He returns it to Ellick. Ahead for Brigley. Now for Saloui on the right side. Saloui puts on the brakes. Saloui down low. Brigley in the corner for Kelly moving in. Kelly had it knocked away by Dumas, and here come the Pirates on a 3-on-2. They trail 1-0. Dumas on the left side. Ahead for Moore, but Vandenbush is offside. Great shift by Chris Dingman. We were talking earlier about Travis Brigley. If you could take Brigley's skill and add in a dash of Dingman's heart and desire, you have a pretty good hockey player.
That player would not be in St. John. It'd be somewhere in the NHL. Chris Dingman, all the heart and soul on this hockey team, and once again, that's a very good point, Aaron. If you have the skills of Travis Brigley and have Chris Dingman's heart, the guy's going to go somewhere. But Chris Dingman out there on a long shift and gave a great effort going to the net, getting a pretty good chance. But I like that line. Bejan, Dingman, and Roach. Roach in for Chris Clark, who was playing together with those guys on Thursday.
Clark is out here now on the fourth line with Petrovicki and Cowan. Ellick in his own zone for Cooper. Cross ice for Cowan. Cowan had it knocked away by Halverson. Halverson then was stripped by Ellick. And the Flames start back. Clark stood up at the Portland line by Major. He feeds it ahead for Halverson. Halverson for Mills. Charging in, a drop for Halverson. Now Malgunas. It's swept away by Petrovicki. He'll play it off the boards. Back after it into the Pirate end is Mark Major. 11:06 remaining in the period. Here's Clark keeping it in at the Portland line. Major comes up with it, and he'll fire it out. Flames lead the Pirates a 1-0. Cooper chops it ahead for Clark. He plays it off the board. Sharon, look out as he and Halverson collided in neutral ice, and both players hit the deck. There's a shot by Cowan, tipped by Petrovicki, and Bejan made the save. Sharon heading up ice with a head of steam. And I don't think he saw Halverson coming, but Sharon is so big and strong that when two objects collided, they both bounced and hit the ice.
A couple of big guys, whack, whack, and Sharon might have saw him coming at the last second, but didn't bail out on the pass. And give credit to Eric Sharon, one of the leaders of this team, and certainly the captain on that play. But him and Halverson, two big old trees meeting at center ice, and that's quite a hit. But another good save by Brochu on the tip, and he's been sharp again tonight. And Flames out shooting the Pirates so far 23-15 with 10:45 left here in the second period.
You have to take hits to make plays,
absolutely,
especially when you're battling for the playoffs.
Yeah, and you didn't bail at all, and that's the big thing with Eric Sharon, and he's done that time and time again for the last month or so.
The four-sided clock here at Harbor Station is not working on the east end, and that's Martin Brochu's end. He just asked referee Hashi to tell him how much time is left in the period. Not sure if he has somewhere to go. Here's a turnover at the St. John line. Saloui and Kelly the other way, 2-on-2. Kelly on the right side. Kelly looking in front for Brigley. It bounces in front, and Brochu got the stick on it. Saloui to the point. Ellick, wrist shot scooped up by Brochu. He'll hang on. 10 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in period number 2. Flames with a 1-0 lead over the Pirates. Of course, the announcement coming yesterday from Montreal Canadiens president Ronald Corey, who apparently didn't have the gumption to fly to Fredericton and face the Fredericton media and the Fredericton fans.
Very poor move on his part.
Showing a lot of class, making the announcement that the Canadiens are lifting their farm team out of Fredericton via a conference call on the speakerphone. But we will discuss that coming up during our second intermission. Steve and I will be joined by Chris Connor and Blair Nicholson. That's coming up during our second intermission. We'll talk about the Fredericton Canadians and their potential move to Quebec City, which appears to be a fait accompli. One thing's for sure, they won't be in Fredericton next year. Here's Healy. Over the Portland line with a wrist shot. That one bounces off of Varlamov. Varlamov moves it in behind the net. Tucker hit by Healy. Pankowitz on the loose puck, gets it to the left corner. Varlamov back in behind the net for Pankowitz. Pankowitz steps away from Murray, centers, but Cleary intercepts, and Cleary will fire it ahead. There's a penalty, though, slashing against Portland. Behind the play, Cleary.
Looks like Dan Cleary, yeah.
Heads off.
Just noticing the Flames going in and trying to muster a little offense again here in the second period, and with so many line changes, it's really hard to get any continuity, and you know, different guys playing together at different times, and Rick Vine has to try to get something going with some different line combinations, but it is very tough. You know, Pankowitz, Roach, Varlamov, Bégin, Roach, Dingman, you're throwing guys around left and right, and it is difficult. Noticing there on that play going into the offensive zone, perhaps a trailer should have been set up, but it just wasn't the case. And over time, when lines play together more often, they'll certainly start to do things and maybe be a little more creative and know where each player is going, and certainly dump off passes and whatnot. You're a lot more used to each other, but with the constant line changes right now, Aaron, it's very, very difficult to allow these guys to get used to each other.
Cleary slashing at 10-12. Saloui, Dingman, Domicelli, Pankowitz, and Chiron, the power play unit for St. John. Breton, Hankinson, Malgunas, and Tucker are the penalty killers for the Pirates. Domicelli drops it to Pankowitz, now for Chiron, the right side, ahead for Saloui. It caroms towards the net. Brochu turns it away. Tucker will try to clear, and he does. Down the ice, the puck rolls. Giguère leaves it behind the net for Chiron. Chiron, pressured by Hankinson, gets it to Saloui. Saloui works it in behind the net. Giguère's going to have to come out and shoot it away from Breton. Pankowitz now for Chiron. Flames from our right to left. Chiron to center. Dumps it in. It rims around the boards into the right corner. Hankinson tied up now by Dingman and Saloui. Saloui moves it to the point. Chiron plays it for Domicelli, top of the right circle. Back to the right point. Chiron can't keep it in as it was deflected away by Breton. 9 minutes remaining in the second period. St. John 1, Portland no score. Pankowitz steps away from Mills. Gains the Portland line. Loses the puck. Charges after it. Works it behind the net. Saloui on the right side. Domicelli. Domicelli to the point for Cooper. Cooper with his shot. Saved by Brochu. Malgunas on the rebound. Sends that one into the seats with 52 seconds to go in the penalty to Cleary. 8:41 to go in the second period. Flames on top 1-0. Out of town in the American Hockey League. One other game where we can record a score at the Aiken Center in the third. Fredericton is leading St. John's 2-0. NHL final from this afternoon. Boston over Washington 4-3. Big win for the Bruins, battling for that final playoff berth in the East. So the Leafs and the Pirates are both traveling after the game tonight. They play tomorrow at 2 o'clock Portland time. That's 3 o'clock Atlantic. Tough call for those two teams, playing and then traveling 5 hours by bus.
Oh, they're tough.
Wrigley with a shot. It's wide. Roach at the side of the net is stopped by Brochu. And now the Flames are going to be called either Healy or Roach for tripping up Parrish. Parrish moves in behind his net. And now as the Flames gain possession, it'll be Dave Roach heading off for the trip.
Well, wasn't sure who had that chance on the side of the net, but David Cooper had his stick up in the air for in a kind of a pre-celebration. But once again, Brochu, and he's been extremely hot tonight, kind of weathering the storm on the little bit of a Flames flurry. 33 seconds left in the Pirates penalty, and they're going to be evening up, and then they'll get the power play after Cleary steps out of the penalty box.
Speaking of Flames named Fleury, Theo Fleury injured last night in the loss to St. Louis. 4-2 is the final score. Former baby Habs Craig Conroy with a hat trick for the Blues. The extent of Fleury's injury is not fully known. Eric Landry did not play in that game last night for Calgary. Roach is off here for tripping. 11:38 is the time. He's in St. John on a conditioning stint, playing his first home game as a Flame. He joined the club for Tuesday's win at Lowell, was also in the lineup on Thursday in Fredericton. 4 skaters aside for the next 28 seconds. Pankowitz drops it to Valinga. Flames with a 1-0 lead. Out shooting the Pirates now 27-15. Cooper ahead for Brigley. Brigley into the Portland zone on the left side. He puts on the binders and slides it in behind the net. Brochu will leave it for Gillis. Ryan Gillis turns away and now looks to set it up on the power play. Gillis is from Salisbury. I believe it would cost you 75 cents to visit his home with the new tolls on the Trans-Canada. The Pirates are offside at the St. John blue line with 1:16 to go in their abbreviated power play. Their second of the night.
Well, Ryan Gillis bounced around the East Coast League, and certainly his family very happy to see him in a Portland Pirates uniform, getting a chance at the AHL level. Certainly Rick Vibe knows most of the players that have played in the East Coast League, and he's talking about how Johnstown is doing, and really not doing a heck of a lot. I thought they might have had a shot, had a lot of games in hand on a lot of other teams in their division, but just really not going on anywhere with the Flames affiliate in the East Coast League this year.
St. Louis wins the face-off and sends the puck all the way down into the Portland zone. Malgunas is back to pick it up. The Pirates skate from our left to right. Stuart Malgunas missed last Saturday's game with a concussion, drives it in. Jaguar makes the save. Elick behind the net, had the puck taken away by Hulst, who controls on the left side. To the point, Malgunas backhands it on the right side for Marha. Joseph Marha back to the line. Hulst with a shot through traffic, stopped by Jaguar, and he makes the save on the rebound opportunity for Jean-Pierre Dumas. Has 28 goals this season, leading all rookies in the American Hockey League in goals. And Dumas got off to just a horrible start, didn't score a goal for the first 9 or 10 games. Just imagine where he'd be if he had had a better start.
Well, we knew he'd come along eventually. New York Islanders first choice, 3rd overall in the '86 entry draft, and he was acquired by Chicago from the Islanders in exchange for Dmitry Nabokov in 1998.
He was the 4th pick in that same draft. They swapped the 3rd and the 4th picks, the Islanders and Blackhawks did. Exactly,
and he is, as you mentioned, Aaron, coming on. Very gifted goal scorer, and as you mentioned, didn't do a lot the first year, but on fire now.
From the face-off, Bégin is able to clear the zone. Hulst back at his own line. Moves it for Marha. He gains the St. John line. Marha on the right side for Dumas. Back to Marha. 30 seconds in the power play. Dumas to the front of the net. Marha, right goal line for Cleary. Cleary slides it in front. Charon plays it away. Kept alive on the right side by Marha. Dumas again taking a beating in front of the net, this time from Elick. Cleary in front. Had saved by Jaguar. Hulst again has it on the right side. 6.5 minutes left in the period. Hulst in front. Shot doesn't get through. On the rebound, St. Louis comes up with it, and instead of clearing it, he elects to skate up ice on the left side. St. Louis with his shot. Brochu stopped that one with his face after it appeared to skip off the stick of Marha, who was the lone man back, and it came up and caught Brochu right in the mat.
Yeah, it certainly did come up on him. Looked very awkward on that, but I think, as you mentioned, the Pirates defense got a piece of that Martin St. Louis shot. Flames doing a pretty good job on the PK, on the penalty kill, getting the box a little too small sometimes, and the Pirates getting a couple of chances, but Jaguar looks like he's good and warm right now and making a couple of big saves.
Goaltenders would prefer not to stop the puck with their face.
Not a chance. Taking a few myself.
Rocky Sports Bar in the shops of City Hall. Rockies is the only game in town. Your chance to win with Rockies Trivia coming up. 7 consecutive games during that long road trip in the middle of March. Rockies Trivia, presentation of Rocky Sports Bar in the shops of City Hall. Aaron Kennedy and Steve Ryan, glad to have you with us for Saturday Night Sports on TVNB. And for Baxter's Flames hockey here on Country 94, the Flames lead the Pirates 1-0. The only goal coming at 3:33 of the first. Dom McKelly is 23rd of the season from St. Louis and Wrigley. The Flames could have had a much more comfortable lead, but Martin Brochu was phenomenal in that opening frame. Here's Benoit Breton playing it to the St. John net, blockered away by Jaguar, and Healy starts the other way for St. John. Healy on the left side. Into the Portland zone. Ridden out of the play by Tucker, and the puck is bounced off the boards by Murray. White sends it into the Portland zone. Healy on the left side is after it. Healy moves in behind the net. Healy guarded by Tucker. Healy on the right side to the point for Cam White. Back into the corner for Healy. Now Varlamov controls. Varlamov for Healy. He backhands it in deep. Graton is there. Clark pesters him. Graton can't get it out. Clark steals it. Clark moving in. Clark back in. Scores! Chris Clark snapped a 27-game goalless drought on Thursday. He now has goals in back-to-back games, and that was a beauty as he picked Graton's pocket and then made a little move on Brochu and tucked it in, and the Flames have a 2-0 lead.
Well, what a great job by the rookie from Clarkson University. Chris Clark, persistence showing, and I mentioned he's playing a heck of a lot better lately. I thought he had a decent game in Fredericton the other night with the rest of his line mates, but a great job, good move on Brochu and sliding it by to give the Flames a very, very big goal and give them a 2-0 lead.
Hard work pays off for the rookie who has roots in Perth Andover, scoring tonight on TVNB.
St. John Flames goal, an unassisted goal, his 5th of the season, scored by number 7, Chris Clark. Time of the goal, 14 minutes, 38 seconds. That's Clark.
2-0, St. John with the lead.
At 14:38.
And Graton picked up a penalty, probably for unsportsmanlike conduct.
2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Time of the
I don't know what he's sour about. Is Cooper takes his shot. That was why they score! Cooper's point shot goes wide, but a healthy bounce off the end boards. And Nat Domicelli tucks it in. Benoit Graton had a great shift there. He cost his team when he was stripped of the puck by Clark. And then he takes a foolish unsportsmanlike penalty. Now he's banging the door on the bench. 3-0 Flames.
Well, he is a little bit sour, but really his teammates should be sour at him. Good job by Cooper, not getting the shot on the net, but getting the shot off. And Nat Domicelli, Johnny on the spot to pick up that rebound. 2-0, right on to 3-0, and the Flames jump out into a lead that's going to make it very tough for the Pirates.
Flames goal, a power play goal, his 10th of the season, scored by number 25, Travis Quigley. Assisted by number 24, David Cooper. And by number 12, Martin St. Louis. Time of the goal, 14 minutes, 59 seconds.
I don't think it was Quigley who got the goal. That'll be reviewed at the end of the period. Vandenbush moving in on the right side. Vandenbush tied up by Valinga, moves it in behind the net. Charon sends it off the boards and out. Benoit Graton leading the Pirates in scoring. He's a feisty individual. He's supposed to be combative and difficult to play against, but he was just beaten by Clark. A great play by the Flames rookie that resulted in the goal. And Graton evidently did something or said something, took an unsportsmanlike penalty, and shortly thereafter the Flames score the power play goal, and they have a 3-0 lead. Ellick moving in with a shot. That one doesn't get through. Dingman controls on the right side. Flames looking for blood here. Dingman tried to go to the point, and it's out to the neutral zone. Cooper will whack it ahead. Petrovicki brings it into the zone, but that's offside. 3:45 to go in the period. Flames leading 3-0. That was a power play goal. And before we had time to tell you about the Captain Sub power play contest, the Flames scored, but Kevin Mitchell is the winner in the Captain Sub power play contest. Whenever the Flames score a power play goal, someone wins a regular steak sub, courtesy of Captain Sub, home of the most popular steak sub in town. And Kevin Mitchell is our winner here as the Flames take a 3-0 lead. The goal has been credited to Brigley, but we believe it was scored by Domicelli. Tucker moves it behind the Portland net. Pirates play it to center. Ellick gave it away. Kowalski skates into the St. John zone, leaves it for Marha. Marha forced to the boards by Bégin. He gets it deep to Kowalski. Kowalski cycles it for Marha. Marha tries to get away from Bégin. Bégin does a good job of tying him up. Hankinson plays it in front. Kowalski forced in behind the net. Hankinson on the left side. To the point, shot by Murray is wide. And heading up ice for St. John is Dave Roach. Roach sidesteps Marha, moves it for Ellick, and he'll chip it in, but the Flames are offside. The Flames and the Rochester Americans meet tomorrow night. 6 o'clock is game time. Note the game time. 6 o'clock here at Harbor Station. Steve and I will have Baxter's Flames hockey beginning with the pregame show at 5:45. Tickets for that game are still available. And don't forget, it's Cleburne's birthday tomorrow, so you'll have a chance to come and celebrate Cleburne's birthday with the Flames and the Amherst. 3 minutes remaining in the period. Flames with a 3-0 lead over the Pirates. The death knell for Portland's playoff hopes could be sounding if they lose tonight.
Well, wasn't it? Yeah, absolutely, Aaron. I agree. It's an important game for both teams, and the Flames look like they want it a lot more. Notice on their shots that they've taken, they've had 30 shots on Brochu so far. Certainly a pretty good amount for 2:57 left here in the second period. But a lot of those have been good shots, and that's the key, I think, setting the guys up, going to the net, getting it out front. And their shot selection has been pretty darn good tonight.
Eric Charron to St. John line, backhands it ahead. The Pirates carry it into the zone. Offside. Portland has trailed after 40 minutes of play 32 times this season. They've come back to win only once. 30 losses and 1 tie. 1-30-1 are the Pirates when trailing after 2.
Doesn't look too rosy for them going into the third.
That's one of the reasons why they're the worst team in the AHL. Charron back in behind the St. John net, plays it out to center. Here comes Healy, dumping it in. Varlamov is in there after it. Breton plays it ahead for Mills. Mills out to center. Alverson carries over the St. John line with a shot that's deflected over the glass and out of play. The Pirates have more points than Syracuse, but really, Portland has played 3 more games. You just look at the way this season has gone. The Pirates have been a bad team since day one. Syracuse is probably not going to make the playoffs. The Pirates aren't either. It's interesting, after the game last week against Lowell, Frank Anselm, the head coach of the Lock Monsters, was quoted as saying, "I think the Pirates are playing a lot better. I think they're going to make the playoffs." I think that was a slight against the St. John Flames, because they're the team that the Pirates are chasing.
Yeah.
You almost think like you should provide Frank with a calculator.
Wasn't Frank the guy that hauled his goaltender with 3:42 left in the third period? It wasn't a real good move. Didn't work out very well for him.
No, it worked out with an empty net goal for David Cooper and a 5-2 St. John win. Flames of the win tonight. We'll talk about that in a moment as Brigley sends Saloui in, but that's broken up by Cleary. The Flames win tonight. They will have completed this very important stretch of 5 straight against Atlantic Division opponents with a record of 4-1. Pretty gaudy indeed. There's a shot kicked out by Giguère. Great save on the rebound as Marha is denied by the St. John goaltender. Saloui ahead for Brigley. Into the Portland zone, he drops it for Domicelli. His shot is scooped up by Brochu, who elects to hold on.
Well, Giguère steered that right to Marha and recovered with a big save. And Giguère looks like he's feeling a lot better. Looks like his feet movement is pretty good, and he looks a lot more comfortable, certainly, than he did in the game in Fredericton a couple of nights ago, where I think by his own admission, he just didn't look sharp. And certainly, as we talked about earlier in the game, the team's counting on him big time, and he's come through with a pretty good performance so far tonight with 22 saves so far.
Faceoff is to the left of Martin Brochu. Roach plays the puck in behind the net. Bégin tries to get to it. Hulse impedes his progress. Now Bégin steps in front, scores! Oh, the Flames are winning all the little battles along the boards. Another great example there as the veteran Hulse gets beaten by Steve Bégin, and Bégin gets the goal, and the Flames have a 4-0 lead. Bégin had just 1 goal in his last 27 games. But he gets a big one here. It's his 6th of the season, and the Flames are in control.
2 assists and 3 shots the other night in Fredericton. Oh, here we go.
Ryan Vandenbush and Chris Dingman. Vandenbush and Dingman tie one another up. Dingman came in with a big right, but Vandenbush ducked out of the way. Now Dingman lands a few rights. Vandenbush going with the left. Dingman switches to the left. Now Dingman flails with a big right hand.
Whoa.
Oh, Dingman landed a good one. And then the players crash to the ice. So the Pirates trying to extract a pound of flesh here because their season is slipping through the cracks. They trail this one 4-0.
Well, certainly Ryan Vandenbush trying to get something going. This year he's had 82 penalty minutes in 25 games played, but he might have picked on the wrong guy. Chris Dingman all fired up. He's played a great game so far, but he's very aggressive in the corners. Not the best skater in the world, but I'll tell you, he'll give you 120% every night. And Dingman toe-to-toe with Vandenbush, and pretty good little rumble there.
St. John Flames goal is 6th of the season, scored by number 22, Steve Pregame. Assisted by number 32, Chris Dingman. Time of the goal, 18 minutes, 23 seconds. That's Pregame from Dingman at 18:23. The penalties to the Flames, number 32, Chris Dingman. To the Pirates, number 41, Ryan Vandenbush. 5 minutes each for fighting at 18 minutes, 27 seconds.
Roach moves in with a shot. Rochu knocked that one aside with the blocker. And now we've got another fight. Mark Major and Steve Pregame. Pregame with a couple of right hands. Oh, Pregame picked up Major by the legs and flung him into the net, and now Major's caught under the collar as the linesmen are intervening. Pregame, just like a little pit bull, just grabbed Major and dropped him to the ice, right into the net before they hit the ice.
He's had a great hockey game tonight, Pregame, as he did the other night in Fredericton. Scored a really nice goal through hard work, and certainly is taking on one of the tougher guys in the league. Mark Major with 202 penalty minutes in 51 games so far. He likes to have the occasional scrap, and certainly Pregame being aggressive, going in the corner, not backing down, and showing lots of guts and determination tonight.
So we'll see if they get fighting majors or minor penalties, as Hashi discusses the situation with Bobby Jones.
Yeah, that was a pretty aggressive tilt. I would think that they would get majors, but all depends on how Conrad Hashi saw it, I guess.
The penalties to the Pirates, number 32, Mark Major. To the Flames, number 22, Steve Pregame. 5 minutes each for fighting. Time of the penalties, 18 minutes, 34 seconds. That's the Pirates Major, the Flames.
Pregame, the Flames are fired up, and the Flames have come out tonight, and they've dominated right from the very beginning of the game. Here's a change on the goal.
Should be credited to number 17, Nat Donakelly.
There's a shot stopped by Giguère. I'm assuming the assists are the same, Cooper and St. Louis. So it's now Donakelly, his second of the night, 24th of the season, from Cooper and St. Louis, as we call it, on the power play at 14:59.
Well, very important for the big guns to get going, and it's great to see guys like Steve Pregame come around and chip in a couple. But Nat Donakelly, Johnny on the spot tonight. A great shot. He goes to the net, and very dangerous, and he needs him to perform, and that's what he's doing tonight, potting a couple of goals.
And the Rochester Americans are in town here taking in this game tonight, trying to do some advanced scouting to see what they'll face tomorrow night. Of course, when those teams met, the Amerks and Flames earlier, Rochester whacked them 7-1 at the Blue Cross Arena in Western New York. Parrish with a shot from the right point. That one's wide. Healy tried to move it off the boards. Ellick comes up with it. Ellick fires it ahead. Just onside is Varlamov. 2-on-1. Clark moving in. Clark, the shot. It's blocked. Clark now fires it. Brochu makes the save. That's a good play by Parrish to get back and break that play up with 39 seconds remaining in the second period. The turning point in this game, without a doubt, was all Benoit Gratton's doing. He was beaten by Clark for the unassisted goal at 14:38, and then unbeknownst to anybody, he took an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty during that same stoppage, and then just 21 seconds later, Donakelly scored the power play goal, and all of a sudden a 1-0 game became 3-0 and it's pretty much lights out for the boys in black.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that, Aaron. Benoit Graton certainly cost his team there. Getting beat by Clark. Clark, good effort there at getting the puck away from Graton, going in and putting it by Brochu, but certainly an uncalled for penalty and put his team in the hole, and Flames come back, get another to make it 3-0.
Face off to Brochu's right. Pirates control. Malgunas leaves it for Tim Murray, and Murray will head up ice, cutting through center, playing it on the right side. Kowalski into the St. John zone. Kowalski into the corner, centers it. Malgunas on the left side, bumped by Saloui. Brigley comes up with a puck, and Brigley plays it off the glass. Out to center, here's Dom Kelly, had it knocked away by Murray. Marha lays it for Hankinson, moving in. White forces him into the left wing corner. Kowalski's over there after it. Now for Marha. Marha taken down by Saloui, moving in and firing it was Murray into the right corner. Malgunas controls. He loses it, and here come the Flames on a 2-on-0, but the period ends. Yikes. I think the Pirates realized there wasn't a whole lot of time left, and that's why Malgunas was in there deep, and Brigley knew there wasn't a whole lot of time left. He glanced at the clock as he and Chiron were moving in on a 2-on-0 from their own blue line. But the old green light was on at the other end.
Yeah, and that's not much they can do about that. A great period for the Flames, showing lots of jump, and a couple of guys who, and once again, to go back on the Thursday night game, there wasn't a lot of positives, but certainly Clark and Bejan played well, and they did the job again tonight, like what David Cooper's been doing. Also, the Flames showing a transition game, keeping the Portland Pirates back on their heels. Brochu playing very, very strong in the first period, but not a heck of a lot he can do with his defense playing a little soft and letting Bejan and Clark go to the net like they have been doing.
Shots on goal in the second period, 20 for St. John, 15 for the Pirates through 2. The Flames are out shooting the Pirates 35-23. Dom Kelly has a pair. Clark and Bejan have singles. The Flames have a commanding 4-0 lead after 40 minutes of play. For those of you listening to Baxter's Flames Hockey on Country 94, Steve and I will be joined by Chris Connor and Blair Nicholson. We'll discuss the Fredericton Canadiens situation. That's coming up next. This is Saturday Night Sports on TVNB and Baxter's Flames Hockey on Country 94.
And after 40 minutes of play here at Harbor Station, the Flames 4, the Portland Pirates, I should say Pittsburgh Pirates, but wrong score there. The Portland Pirates, nothing. What a shock here. 3 goals in a matter of a little bit of time here. And we got to say, Chris Dingman has done everything else but score a goal here tonight.
That's it. He's thrown everything at Portland he's got tonight. He's brought the whole resume with him. And like you said, the only thing he hasn't done is scored a goal. Got a lot of excitement going on at center ice right now. Staples business side here at Harbor Station. But yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. Chris Dingman's been a house on fire. How about Chris Clark? Been a long time coming for him. 5th goal of the season. They really got the second period rally going for the St. John Flames. Didn't have a lot of ice time. Rick Vive was putting him on the bench, putting him on that 4th line for a long time because he just wasn't producing. Undressed Martin Brochu all the way and got the rally going for the Flames. They lead 4-0, out shooting the Pirates 35-23. Brochu was playing a great game, and I'm not going to say the S word because they don't want to jinx it for Giguere, but he's had some help from the iron. He's had a lot of help from his defense, and so far so good. We talked about it at the start of the night. He had to have a big game, and he's doing it so far.
Well, there's no question with Giguere. I mean, he's playing a real good game right now. He's seeing the puck a little better, it seems. I don't know if the puck come off the contacts or what, but he's playing a much better game right now. And we must also say, at the end of the period, we saw a little bit of fisticuffs going on there. Showing a little jump in the Flames team now, a little unity maybe. And I don't know what sparked the Dingman one. I didn't quite catch it, but at the Bejan one, Major gave him a little bit of a jab after the whistle. Yeah. And it looked like we were going to have a 5-on-5 scrap there, but all cooler heads kind of prevailed, and it was only Bejan and Major.
Well, look that way. I mean, like you said, the crowd's getting their money's worth tonight. We've got lots of offense from the hometown team, and we got a little bit of a melee towards the end of the period there, too. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. Dingman, I think, just the boys had words before the face-off was getting ready to go, so they dropped the gloves and went at it. With Bejan, he took a good jab from Major. He didn't like it. He turned around, picked Major up by the leg, slammed him down on the ice. The boys got 5 minutes each, but like you said, cooler heads prevailed. It could have been a lot uglier than it was, no question.
Brochu doesn't look to be near sharp this period as he was in the first period. I don't know if he's having trouble seeing the puck or if he's just... it looked like one time there he got a little hurt. He was kind of limping, favoring a leg or maybe a groin or something like that.
So it's hard to say what's going on with him. He's just not playing the way he was in the first period. Something happened.
Well, I don't think he's getting too much help from his defense either. They're playing real sloppy in their own end, not picking up the puck. Flames are in their end hanging and banging, and they're proving whose territory it is tonight. And the Flames are all over them, both offensively and defensively. So it'll be interesting to see how much jump the Pirates have coming out here in the third period.
We're going to be coming up to an interview with Stu McDonald here shortly. We had a chance to talk to him, talk about the Flames, what's been going on, possibly the 4-on-4 situation in overtime, things like that, and just get an overall view of what's going on behind the scenes, what he thinks, what he sees, and more or less what's going to come into the future here. So I believe we're going to go to that interview right now.
The effort to try and bring it about.
Well, after being in the building on Saturday night, that I don't think anyone out of the 5,500 we had in the building walked away saying it was anything but just a tremendous experience. I think it really accomplished a couple of things. One was it decided the game, which was obviously the first reason the American Hockey League is testing this experiment for the NHL. But second, it added that much more drama and excitement to the game.
Stu, do you see the next step in this, that after 5 or 10 minutes of overtime, 4-on-4, will they bring it down to 3-on-3 if it's that exciting?
Well, I think the plan right now from the National Hockey League's part was to look and say, I guess, which was the least movement away from the way the game stands right now, and to be able to come in and maintain the integrity of the game, to keep it as close to the full 60 minutes, but also move to a point where the games can be decided. The NHL right now, I think, are deciding about 26% of their games in overtime, where the AHL is closer to 40%, and I think the NHL, through this experiment, is looking to move closer to 50. If they got that, I think they'd be very happy maintaining what we saw on Saturday night here at Harbor Station.
And Stu, if the American Hockey League were to achieve that 50% success ratio for deciding a game in overtime, because let's face it, we all hate ties, do you think the NHL would then adopt that format?
Well, I think the AHL is committed to testing it through the balance of the regular season for the NHL as part of this experiment. And I think what you'll see is the National Hockey League general managers and their competition committees will take a look at it during the course of this experiment, but then again review it during the off-season to see what their next move is and whether they look to revise this or if they're satisfied with the results. But given one night, and I think we're the only game out of the 2 or 3 nights that has been in effect in the league, but given the response from both the fans and the players that night, I think they've got a good start on it to this point anyways.
Stu, you joined the St. John organization last season as the Flames were gunning for that Calder Cup title, and of course we all know it was a great reception for you in the port city of St. John. They went all the way to that Calder Cup against Philadelphia. How has the Flame experience been for you this season? Because I know a lot has changed. The struggles have been well documented in the press, and it's a different feeling, I know, at Harbor Station this season.
Well, we captured a little bit of it back this past weekend with the couple of games against St. John's. The building was 2 great crowds, the 2 great games, and we were fortunate enough to come out on top in both. And I think that showed us that there's still a lot of opportunity in this marketplace. There's no question, even going back to last year, that we knew there were some challenges ahead of us here in St. John. But I think that there's ample opportunity for us to be successful very, very long term. Part of that is our partnership with the Calgary Flames, and they obviously have gone through a bit of a tough time earlier this season with some injuries, especially in the goaltending area, and some call-ups that obviously had an impact on our club down here. They're getting healthier, getting more competitive, and I think you'll see not only more success up there, but more success here in St. John.
Stu, there was a hot summer of negotiation, the new contract with Harbor Station. We haven't heard too much about that lately, but we also haven't heard if anything's been signed. Is the deal sealed that the Flames are in St. John for the next 5 years?
Well, we signed a 5-year agreement with Harbor Station last season during the course of the season, and then came to a pretty much of an understanding with Calgary on a new 5-year agreement with them that we've basically been operating under since last May. Ron Bremner, the president of the Flames, was just down in St. John here this past weekend, took in the game on Friday night, was down with their vice president of finance. We've had the contracts been well documented. It's gone back and forth on a few minor points over the last 3 or 4 months, but we got down a chance to sit down in person, finalize the last couple of pieces of information we needed to clear up between the two of us. They've taken it back, and we anticipate that we'll have it signed by their board and a formal announcement very soon, but which will put them on a 5-year agreement with our hockey club as well, which gives us a great base to work from here, and we're very fortunate with our relationship with Calgary.
And our job then really from this point on is to make sure we've got the fans in the building to maintain this franchise here for the next 20 years.
What about the local ownership situation, Stu? I know there was some talk earlier about maybe some guys moving on and doing other things. What's happened on that front?
Well, they're just finalizing that right now. There's obviously been some discussions about a consolidation of ownership, which we've looked at as a real positive standpoint. I know some people have looked at and questioned maybe, you know, the long-term viability of the American Hockey League in St. John. We're obviously quite committed. I think the crowds are starting to come back for us now. And the great sign is that we've got an ownership group who are looking to expand their commitment in St. John and digging deeper into their pockets to consolidate the ownership group. And I think, you know, that obviously we've had 11 local board members here, and it's been a great success during the first 5 years here. And I think now it's time to move to that next step where you get a little bit tighter group. We work a little bit closer together and accomplish what we need to over the next 4 or 5 years to get the building back to a capacity standpoint.
Stu, some have suggested that maybe the Flames could really develop some strong local ties if you sign 2 or 3 guys to be minor leaguers and to live in St. John year-round, promote the hockey club through the course of the off-season, permanent members of the St. John Flames, so to speak. What do you think of that idea?
Well, I think you'd always love to have players that you know you can count on are going to be there. The nature of the American Hockey League really doesn't lend itself as well to that. We are a development league where you're looking to move players ahead to the National Hockey League, to our parent club or other clubs. The other is our relationship with Calgary. Our agreement with them has them providing all the talent pool. Our package has been negotiated to that extent. We feel very confident with the players they've provided us, and I think all you have to do is look at the record of the club over the last 5 years and maybe culminating last year with the appearance in the Calder Cup. There's no question we'd love to know we're going to have guys here for 2 or 3 years, but from a financial standpoint, and even, I guess that being said, you look, and one of the guys I would think would be a lifer would be Frank Bialowas in Philadelphia with the Phantom. Seems to be a perfect fit there, but where he was traded to about a month ago to Chicago, who placed him in Portland, I understand since then has been moved to the International League. So I think even if you have those financial resources, there's no guarantee that you're going to have that player there. It's still, the bottom line is still your hockey club has to be that cohesive unit that you're going to move ahead and not only develop the talent for your parent club, but be competitive as well.
Well, Stu, we certainly hope that you continue the good work down there in St. John and keep filling the harbor station down there. We thank you for joining us tonight and keep up the good work.
My pleasure.
Stuart McDonald joining us from the St. John Flames. He is...
This is TVNB, the New Brunswick channel, only on Fundy.
We only got a few minutes left here, Jim. Let's briefly talk about, I want to get in before we went to the interview. The third line of the Flames seems to be the best offensive line right now. They're banging, they're crashing, they're making things happen in the corners. They're paying the price, as Don Cherry would say, and it seems to be working quite well for the Flames right now.
Well, it's clicking on all cylinders. I mean, Jeff Perry and Rick Vive, have been changing bodies around so much over the past couple of weeks, and they've been trying to find that right chemistry to make this line work because, let's face it, it has been the weak link on this team, the third line. But tonight, no question about it, it's the shining star in this building. Like we said, Chris Stingman done everything but score a goal so far. Look for that in the third period because with the amount of ice time he's getting and the way he's coming at the Portland Pirates net, no doubt in my mind he's going to tickle the twine before the night's out.
Let's briefly touch on the rule change in the AHL that they're experimenting with. In overtime, they play 4-on-4. Obviously to try and create more goals in overtime, which really doesn't seem to happen a whole lot in this league, or any league for that fact. And is it really to give more open ice for the skaters to get in there and try and create some more offense? Or is it just a way to speed things up, get the overtime over with quicker because it is only 5 minutes, and get the players into the showers and out?
Well, I think it's got to do with a couple of those factors that you said. Last Saturday night, as Stevie Ray Vaughan used to say, if the house is rocking, baby, look out, because this place was hot. I listened to the game. Aaron Kennedy had to play on the radio, and I was listening to it there. And I'm telling you, this place was fun. And I mean, he didn't come up for breath for about 4 minutes before they finally blew the whistle. And, it's just an end-to-end action. I think it's a good role. Like the AHL is the guinea pig league, and it's not taking a shot at them. They are for the NHL. When they want to experiment with a new rule, they try it out here first, see how it works. Then they'll move it up to the big waves. But I think it's going to work. I like the action, the back and forth, not a lot of whistles, gives the boys a little more ice time to try to create that overtime goal. The only thing I don't like with the AHL is that if you lose in overtime, you get a point. Okay, that's just like saying you get a point for coming out, and that's ridiculous. That's crazy. That's ludicrous. It's asinine. Call it whatever you want. It's terrible. It's a bad rule. They should be taking it out. A team works hard, let's say for 65 minutes. They win in overtime. You're fighting for a playoff spot like the Flames are, trying to get up in the standings, get some home ice advantage. They don't get 2 points like last weekend. They should have had 4. They only got 3 points because they gave the Leafs a point for coming over here, you know, and spending the weekend. I think it's a stupid rule. I like the 4-on-4. I think giving the point to the loser in overtime is foolish. I think they got to make a change.
Let's talk about Rocky Thompson up in Calgary. Rocky's been up there. He had 3 straight games, 3 or 4 straight fights. The old noggin just saying, look, we can't take this anymore. He's having some eye problems right now. Talking to Brian Miller before the game tonight, he said he hasn't heard anything positive out of Calgary about Rocky. There's really no sign of him maybe even playing the rest of the season or his career. It could be done literally because the eye it is really scary. Yeah. From what I gather, there's some blood building up in the eye, which is not a good thing.
Sure. Thompson's a fan favorite here, and of course he's a fan favorite in Calgary. When he went up there the first time, they loved him right to death. And why wouldn't you? He's a super guy. He plays with a lot of heart. But like you said, the noggin's taking a few knocks. From what I understand, what you heard, I heard, and plus I heard that the vision's a little blurry as well. And when you talk about vision that's blurred, whether it be in the AHL or the NHL, hey, we're talking concussion. That's not a good thing. You said it before we went to air tonight. I think Thompson should take the rest of the year off, get in shape, rest that eye, rest the head, reevaluate the situation, because let's face it, if he is going to play hockey professionally for the rest of his career, he's going to be in the enforcer role, and if the eye's no good and the head's no good, that's not a role he's going to be able to fill up.
That's definitely not. Another thing, as we said at the top of the show, was that Tyler Moss is now sitting on the waiver line wondering, am I still at Calgary? Am I going elsewhere? He may not have to wait till the expansion draft. His contract is up the end of this season.
Exactly.
So somebody may grab him, and it's going to be a seal of a deal for the rest of the season. He's a class act. He's a great goaltender, and I think it'd be great for possibly maybe a Nashville, which has a lot of Flames players, Flames players in there now with Bouchard. Just to name one anyway.
Does the Columbus Blue Jackets ring a bell?
Exactly. So I don't know. Tyler Moss, I think people may have seen him for the last time here in St. John when he was here. That's going to be it. I hope they enjoyed him because he's going to be elsewhere.
Yeah, no question. I think that we're getting an interesting third period coming up as well. Jaguar, the S word, I don't want to say it, but stick around because it looks like he's got a big night in front of him.
Now we're going to take it up to the new Proud Papa, which will be Aaron Kenny for the play-by-play.
Leading 1-0. Chris Clark scored his 5th assist on assisted in 14:38. Dominic Kelly is second of the night, 24th assist. Cooper and Saint-Louis on the power play at 14:59. Then Beijing, his 6th, changed the assist from Dingman to Roach at 18:23. 4-0. The Flames lead. The Pirates are 1-30-1 when trailing after 2. Puck is in the St. John zone. Eric Sharon, the Flames captain, moves in behind the net, gets away from Hankinson, gloves the puck for Brigley, which of course is a legal play and a smart one as well. Brigley moves it off the boards. Here comes Saint-Louis! All alone! Saint-Louis shot it wide as Saint-Louis tried to flip it upstairs on Brochu. He flipped it just a tad too high. Saint-Louis works it in front. Now McKelly got a backhander away, but Brochu makes the save and covers up with 44 seconds gone. In third, the Pirates lost 38 games this season. That ties a franchise record they set back in 1994-95. Could very well be a record-setting night for the Pirates organization.
Yeah, well, quite a difference from the team that went to the Calder Cup Finals a few years ago. Ronnie Tugnut, of course, standing on his head. We saw him here, and of course playing so well with the Ottawa Senators right now. But this is certainly a franchise in disarray right now.
Here come the Pirates. On a 3-on-2, Halverson from Malgunas. He overskates, and the Flames will start back quickly. Here comes Varlamov with Healy. Varlamov on the right side, moving in, shot. That one sails over the net. Brochu was checking his glove, but the puck's not in it. Varlamov for Clark to the point. Alec back for Clark into the right corner. Varlamov swings it for Clark. Clark loses it, and the Pirates will skate away. Tucker out to center. Halverson loses it. Alec back in his own zone for David Cooper, who's a +2 tonight. I mentioned earlier he was playing with a little more authority. Alec for Healy on the left side. Healy collides with Dumont. Here's Cleary moving in for Dumont. Dumont, the shot knocked away by Cooper. Cleary behind the St. John net. Bumped off the puck by Cooper, who sends it ahead. Parrish holds in on the right side. Parrish pinches into the corner, got knocked down by Cooper. Alec behind the St. John net, gets away from Dumont, reverses direction. Parrish holds in. Dumont behind the net. Dumont in front. Breton can't get the shot away as Cooper kicks out his feet and knocks it away. Cleary watched by Cooper on the right side. Cleary backhands it in behind the net. Giguère interferes with Dumont, no penalty. Dumont now on the left side, moves between the circles, drops it. Cleary wrist shot, doesn't get through. Dumont in the right corner as the Pirates apply some pressure. Cleary centers. Dumont on his backhand. Watched by Alec, sends it back to Breton. Breton on the right side, now for Dumont. Behind the net, Cleary in front for Dumont, hit his right skate. Karam's in behind the net, Cleary centers. Giguère the save on Murray, and Giguère will cover up. Flames with a 4-0 lead. This is just the 19th time in 56 games that the Flames have taken a lead into the third period. They're 15-2-1 when leading after 40 minutes.
Well, they've done that through hard work tonight, and one of the things that we talked about at the first of the game, the keys to the Flames' success tonight would certainly get off the gun early. They've certainly done that, but I think they've controlled the neutral zone. Really, they haven't led a lot of 2-on-1s by the Portland Pirates tonight, and that's a tribute to their forwards who have really back-checked tonight.
Off the face-off, shot by Malgunas, bounces wide, and the puck is played to the line, and it is out, so this is an offside against Portland. 17 minutes, 24 seconds remaining in period number 3. The Flames on top, 4-0. The Flames have allowed 204 goals against through their first 55 games. Last year, through the 80-game season, the Flames set an American Hockey League record by allowing 201 goals against. They've surpassed that already this season. It has been quite a dramatic turnaround. Hulst with a shot. Giguère makes the save, and he'll hold on.
Well, those amount of goals certainly are quite a difference from last year. You had Moss and Giguère in net for pretty well most of the season last year, and really a good defensive style set in by former coach Bill Stewart. But it's a different team. It's a different team altogether this year, and certainly the goaltending controversy at the first of the year, where you had everybody in net at one time or another, and a lot of rookies and a lot of leaders on this team not with the team this year. Jimmy Dowd, Marty Murray, Ladislav Cohn. That's certainly going to make for quite a change in the goals against.
Brian Gillis from the faceoff with a shot. Giguère comes out, makes a save. They score on the rebound, and I believe it's the captain, Ken Hulst, who was able to just force that one past Giguère. Good job by Giguère coming way out to challenge Gillis on the point shot, and he made the save, but the Flames couldn't clear the rebound, and it appears to me that Hulst tapped it in. That'll be his 14th of the season, and the Pirates are on the board.
Yeah, it looks like it was Ken Hulst that did tap that in. Giguère, you're right, Aaron, doing a good job. Getting out there, there was some traffic in front and just didn't handle that point shot as clean as probably he'd like to have. And Hulst getting the rebound, sliding it by, and the Pirates get on the scoreboard here in the third.
Alec fires the puck into the Portland zone. Brochu comes out and leaves it for Tucker.
Pirates goal, his 14th of the season, scored by number 10, Kent Hulst. Assisted by number 21, Ryan Gillis. Time of the goal, 2 minutes, 53 seconds.
Gillis played 4 games with St. John a couple of years ago. Here's Dom Kelly working his way into the Portland zone. Dom Kelly in behind the net, steps in front, shot, score! The first hat trick of the season for the St. John Flame, that's Dom Kelly, and the Flames have a 5-1 lead. And Mickey Alec, a rookie, scoops up the puck for the veteran Dom Kelly.
Yeah, you gotta love that. A good job by Dom Kelly showing the good wheels. That's the type of game that Dom Kelly has to play. Very aggressive in the opposing zone, and he was that, going down on the left side, swooping around Brochu, virtually untouched, and tucking it underneath him and making this a 5-1 game. And it's great to see number 17 get a hat trick.
Flames goal, his third of the game and 25th of the season, scored by number 17, Matt Dunkeley. Assisted by number 12, Martin Saint-Louis. That's Donna Kelly completing the hat trick from St. Louis and Wrigley at 3:23.
Flames 5, Pirates 1. Healy tied up in the right wing corner, deep in the Portland zone. Clark controls on the right side. He turns and fires it wide. Varlamov along the left wing boards, moves it in behind the net. Healy steps away from Marha. Healy forced into the left corner. Healy moves it in behind the net. Varlamov on the right side. Sergei Varlamov backhands it for Clark. Clark from the right corner centers. Healy can't get his stick on it. Cooper from the point moves it for Varlamov. Varlamov in the high slot had it knocked away by Hankinson. Elick chips it back into the Portland zone. Flames 5, Pirates 1, 15-15 to skate in the third. A final from Fredericton. Canadians beat the Leafs 2-1. Puck in the St. John zone. Breton moves it to Mills. He's in behind the net. Breton now on the right side. Cycles it for Mills. Hounded by Cowan. Halverson comes up with it, drops it for Mills in behind the net for Breton. Breton in front. Petrovicki is there, and the Flames head up ice. 3-on-2. Petrovicki into the Portland zone. A poor pass, and the Pirates start back. Here's Parrish dumping it in. Jaguar out behind the net, leaves it for Charon. Charon sends it off the boards. Petrovicki gets it out of the zone. Ahead for Cowan. 2-on-2 with Roach. Rink wide pass. Roach over the Portland line. Back to Cowan, moving in with his shot. Save Brochu. Petrovicki can't get to the rebound. It's scooped up and carried ahead by Breton. He headmans it to Mills, who flips it into the St. John zone. 14 minutes. 14 seconds remaining in the game. Flames lead 5-1. Here comes St. Louis on the left side. Wrigley goes to the net, but Brochu is able to steer it away. Wrigley has 2 assists tonight. St. Louis has assisted on all 3 Don McKelly goals. Elick for Brigley. Brigley on the left side. Don McKelly joins the rush. Brigley drops it for Don McKelly for Brigley's shot. Saved by Brochu. He'll hang on. Nat Don McKelly unselfishly dishing the puck off to Travis Wrigley. Only once in St. John Flames franchise history has someone scored 4 goals in a game. That was Jared Scaldi on December 28, 1996, in a memorable game against the Leafs at Memorial Stadium.
We wondered about this line at the first of the game, if Brigley would fit in very well between St. Louis and Don McKelly, and it certainly looked as he has. He's done a pretty good job. He is, as a lot of fans tell me from time to time, looks quite lazy out there, but he's had a little jump to his step tonight, and certainly with Don McKelly's performance making Brigley look pretty good.
13:51 remaining in regulation time. Flames 5, Pirates 1. From the faceoff, Don McKelly for Brigley. Brigley stripped by Malgunas. Puck rolls into the left corner. Brigley tied up by Malgunas. St. Louis comes in to help out, but coming up with the puck is Marha. He'll feed it ahead to Dan Cleary, the Newfoundland native. Crisscrosses with Dumont, the St. John line. Cleary on the right side. Forced in behind the net by Elick. Marha centers it. It's off of the paddle of Jaguar's stick, and then he's able to cover up. 13:29 remaining in the game. Flames 5, Pirates 1. Nat Don McKelly had his 5-game point scoring streak snapped on Thursday night. He had a season-high 7-game streak back in late November and into early December. He leads the team. This is his 51st game. He now has 46 points, including 25 goals. 10 of his 25 goals have come with the man advantage.
Well, and since he's been sent down by Calgary, he's made the little jaunt up top to the parent squad. He's played pretty good hockey, and once again has become a leader in this team, and just exactly what the Baby Flames needed.
Jaguar steers the puck for Charon. He's behind the St. John net, and then he took a slash from Marha as the net came off of its moorings, and Jaguar didn't like that. 13:25 remaining in this one, and when time ticks away, the Pirates are going to be 8 points back of the Flames with 18 games to play, and you don't need a degree in mathematics to figure out that the party is just about over for Portland.
Yeah, and the Flames is a big win. If it ends up that way, a big win for the Flames. Certainly look like they're on their way, and trying possibly to catch the St. John's Maple Leafs. Lots of games in hand over the Baby Leafs, and certainly this will go a long ways to catching them.
And Fredericton helped the cause tonight.
Absolutely.
By beating the Leafs 2-1, and the Leafs have to travel and play Portland tomorrow. Who do you cheer for in that game if you're the Flames? That's a matinee affair. We'll have a final when we join you for Baxter's Flames hockey tomorrow night. Pre-game show will begin at 5:45, and again, note the start time tomorrow, 6 o'clock. The Flames and the Rochester Americans. Springfield comes to town on Wednesday, then the Flames and the Amerants again on Thursday, then the Flames and the Falcons again on Saturday. A very busy March break week. That's certainly a misnomer if you're involved with the St. John Flames.
Yeah, and the team that's coming in tomorrow night are a very, very good hockey team, as we've talked about earlier. 74 points, 18-9-1 on the road, and the Rochester Amerants are really going to give the Flames a good hockey game tomorrow night. This is a talented squad, the Buffalo Farm team is, and we'll see some talented hockey players with them tomorrow night.
Gillis out to center for Hulst. Into the St. John zone, Ellick plays it away. Moore, who's been very quiet tonight, drops it for Gillis. Now for Parrish. He drives it into the left corner. Moore skates after it. Moore in front, quick shot. Giguère the save. Cooper, who has been very steady tonight, plays the rebound away. Bégin, outlet pass for Roach on the left side. Roach moving in, tried to slide it to Dingman in the corner. Dingman moves it in behind the net. Parrish controls. Parrish sends it off the boards to the line, kept in by Ellick. Bégin tosses it to Dingman, and the play is blown down on the glove-to-head pass. 12:22 remaining in the game. Flames lead 5-1. David Cooper, with his assist tonight, has points in 4 straight games, and he is a +9 in that 4-game stretch.
Played a lot better. The indecision is not there anymore for David Cooper. He's playing a lot more aggressive. Before, if there was any type of forecheck on him at all in the Flame zone, he would either bail out, curl up, really didn't look comfortable at all, but he's played a heck of a lot better lately. Played pretty good the other night, a goal and 3 shots in Fredericton, but you're right, Aaron, he's a changed man out there.
And he's actually a +3 tonight. That makes him a +10 over the course of his last 4 games. Playing like the David Cooper of old.
Absolutely.
The guy who used to wear a Leaf uniform. Dingman goes offside at the Portland blue line, and certainly with all of the Calgary scouts in town for their annual scouting meetings and St. John general manager Nick Polano in town, it's a good time for guys to be playing well. There are moves afoot. I can tell you the Theo Fleury trade is going to happen. Don't believe what you read unless it says that Fleury is going to be traded. Then you can believe that. Fleury is going to be traded before March the 23rd.
Well, LA is certainly showing an awful lot of interest in Fleury right now, and of course made the offer, tentative offer, if they could sign him a week or so ago.
Fleury will be dealt. Wait and see. And it might not be near the deadline. It could be sooner rather than later as Clark gets the puck to center. Murray shoots it away from Varlamov. Healy forces Hankinson back into the Portland zone. Now Hankinson gets away from him. Sends it on the left side. Here comes Tim Murray to the St. John line. Tied up by Clark, who's had a good game tonight as well for St. John. Dumas to the right point. Breton in front, moving in. Can't get the shot away. Now he backhands it just wide. Clark hammers Halverson in the corner. Clark falls on the puck, and then Cam White gave Breton a little cross-check from behind, and the play is blown down. The Pirates tonight are playing without 2 of their top defensemen. Nolan Baumgartner is out with a shoulder injury. His season is done. He's been plagued by shoulder problems throughout his career. They actually limited him to just 8 games in his rookie season. Steve Popst is up with Washington. The Caps fell 4-3 this afternoon in Boston. But certainly missing guys of that caliber can hurt the cause in a big way.
Yeah, Baumgartner, Washington's first choice, 10th overall in the 94 entry draft. Hasn't lived up to expectations, but certainly the Pirates could use him here tonight.
He hasn't lived up to expectations because his shoulders can't handle it. Good kid, 2-time World Junior Champion with Team Canada. Good buddy of Nat Domicelli
Blazers
from their days with Kamloops, but his shoulders just can't keep up with the grind. It has to be frustrating for a young guy. 10:45 remaining in this one as we digress somewhat with the outcome not really in doubt. Mark Major drives it into the St. John zone, wide of the net. Giguère will leave it behind the net. Now Breton swoops in. Breton on the right side, drops it. Mills looks to center. Cooper in behind the net. Malgunas worked it in front. Saloui can't get to it. Halverson sends it back in behind the net. Cooper has a hold of his man. Puck is loose. Breton moves in. Cooper knocks it away. Kelly looks to clear. Can't. Breton in front for Mills. Saloui knocked it away and then paid the price as the puck is cleared to center by Cooper. Breton over the St. John line. Forced out to center by Travis Brigley. Parrish ahead for Dumont. Ellick knocks that one away. Now Ellick carries into the Portland zone, looking for Saloui, but Cleary is back and plays it out. Dumont skates into the St. John zone. Kelly chases him. Dumont moving in, backhand, stopped by Giguère. And he'll cover up. 9:46 remaining, 5-1. The Flames lead out of town. Final from Fredericton. Canadians 2, Leafs 1. Hershey and Kentucky are scoreless in the first. Adirondack leads Albany 1-0 in the first. That rivalry could be coming to an end, as the Detroit Free Press reported yesterday that the Wings are going to move to suburban Toledo, Ohio. Providence and Lowell are scoreless in the first. Springfield leads Cincinnati 1-0 in the first. NHL partials. Montreal in front of Ottawa 1-0 after one. Mark Recchi with the goal. Florida and the Leafs, Red Wings and the Islanders, they are scoreless. There's a timeout here. And it appears that it's been called by St. John because Pirates Mark Kumpel really isn't doing much of anything. And it is called by the St. John Flames. That's bizarre tactics by Rick Vive, leading by 4 and calling a timeout with 9:46 left.
Well, you really have to wonder about it, but obviously there's a message that he wants to deliver. He's very animated right now to the players that are on the ice and wants to get his point across. But he made a point, Aaron, talking about possibly the Adirondack Red Wings moving to Toledo, Ohio, and that's a very strong possibility. And of course, the Canadians going to move to probably the province of Quebec. I think you can see over the next few years some movement in some of these teams. There is expansion, of course, upon us. The Atlanta Thrashers coming in next year, Minneapolis and Columbus not too far down the road. And it should be interesting to note that those are going to have farm teams, of course, and you know, a lot more jobs in the NHL coming up, certainly, but I don't think you've seen the last of some moves in the AHL.
Interesting reading in the Montreal Gazette today. Ronald Corey was quoted as saying the Habs are only going to put about 12 players in that Quebec City farm team, and then the local ownership is going to be able to go out and spend some money on some veteran players to try and make the team competitive. And the big reason for that as well for Montreal is they save money.
Absolutely.
By not having a whole litany of players with the team. Loose puck at the side of the net. Giguère can't control. Cleary centers, and now Giguère will get a chance to cover up.
Well, and that's something that I think, you know, you might see a little bit more of. Supposedly the group that is going to take over the Fredericton Canadiens franchise has some big dollars. And, you know, we've talked about it from time to time here. We'd love to see some free agents dropped on our doorstep and maybe a little help on defense or whatever. But I think you're going to find more and more of that as time progresses. And certainly I think the Montreal franchise will be a better franchise from it. They'll be a little more selective on who they can sign.
Sergei Varlamov moves in behind the net. Parrish keeps it in. Ellick behind the St. John net sends it ahead. Kept in by Gillis on the right side. Now Varlamov with a chance to get it out, and he does. Clark hustling after it into the Portland zone. Parrish is back there. Parrish hooked by Clark. Clark wins the battle, centers, and it's shot over the net by Varlamov. And again, the Flames continuing to win the one-on-one battles, and that's one of the main reasons why they have a 5-1 lead. Bégin and Clark winning battles in the second period that directly resulted in St. John goals for those two players. 8:45 remaining. Flames 5, Pirates 1. Moore are in behind the St. John net, went for the wraparound, but Giguère makes the save. And again, you have to give the Flames a lot of credit for going 4-1 in this 5-game stretch against Atlantic Division opposition.
Absolutely huge. I mean, when we talked about it a week or so ago when this stretch against the interdivision teams was starting, really, you know, you take that in a minute, 4-1 in a minute. And they played very, very well. The game in Fredericton the other night really kind of got caught on their heels, and it just wasn't a game that really the Flames did a heck of a lot in. But the bottom line is they've played well here tonight. They've been aggressive in the corners, got to the puck quickly, got the right shots off at the right time, and played very, very well so far here tonight.
Here's Eric Charron moving through center on the right side. Charron plays it Into the Portland zone. Brochu is out behind the net. Charon comes in there after it. Murray now controls. Murray heads up ice for the Pirates. Murray fires it ahead. Here's Dumas in behind the St. John defense with a shot. Scores! 29th goal of the season for the flashy rookie Jean-Pierre Dumas. And the Flames lead is now 5-2.
Well, that's one of the things that are going to happen, but I bet you J.S. Giguère would love to have that shot back, and I've said this time and time again in the last couple of games, he still doesn't look comfortable. I know that only 2 goals have been scored on the big guy tonight, but the fact of the matter is that's a shot that he usually handles very easily. Pretty good shot, but still from that far out, Giguère should stop it, and it's going to it's going to be a little while yet, it looks, before he gets in really good, confident shape. And with Tyler Moss coming down, maybe that'll get his head straightened out. But right now, it's not the Giguère that we know.
Here's Kowalski at the side of the St. John net, stepping in front and losing it. And here comes Saint-Louis back the other way. Saint-Louis moving in on the left side. He can't get a shot away.
Pirates' goal is 29th of the season, scored by number 12, Jean-Pierre Dumas. Assist to number 13, Tim Murray. Time of the goal, 11 minutes, 43 seconds. That's Dumas, his 29th, from Murray at 11:43. To the west end of the building, where Booster Club representative Meredith Edgett presents tonight's 50-50 winner, Mrs. Sylvia Landry, with a check for $2,579. Congratulations, Sylvie.
We're on. So what's happening? No idea. Something back at the station? Not sure. I know. I have no idea. Pirates' goal is 5th of the season, scored by number 15, Dan Cleary. Assist to number 12, Jean-Pierre Dumas. Time of the goal, 14 minutes, 6 seconds. That's Cleary from Dumas at 14:06.
And we apologize for our technical difficulties. For those of you with us on Saturday Night Sports on TVNV, Aaron Kennedy and Steve Ryan at Harbor Station. Pirates are making a go of this thing. 5:45 remaining now in regulation time, and Portland magically has pulled within 2.
Looks like there's a puck behind the net there, but yeah, Portland has jumped back and made this a 2-goal hockey game, and the Flames are going to have to be very, very careful. Momentum is a big thing, and certainly after playing the way that they have, the Pirates feel very fortunate to be in this game right now, and they are within striking distance.
The faceoff is just outside the St. John blue line. Flames 5, Pirates 3. Pulse plays the puck into the St. John zone. Dom Kelly will play it out. Malgunas back inside the Portland blue line. 5.5 minutes remaining in regulation time now as the Pirates are trying to make things exciting. They go offside at the St. John blue line.
Well, certainly this is, you know, a little boost for the Pirates, but the Flames are going to have to, as we just talked about, be careful. And a little lapse like that doesn't make for a losing hockey game, but the fact of the matter is it just happened after Rick Vaive called that timeout. But Flames are going to have to not let back or lay back and get aggressive and see if they can get things going here right now. Travis Brigley, Martin St. Louis, and Nat Domicelli out there right now.
Harbor Station. Four and a half minutes remaining in regulation time, and the Flames now lead the Pirates. It's just 5-3. 3 minutes 45 seconds remaining in regulation time. The Flames leading the Pirates 5-3. Tucker with a shot from the right point, kicked out by Giguère. Rebound for Dumas. He fired it just towards the net, and Giguère makes the save and hangs on.
Well, 3:36 left here in the third period, and the Flames guilty of a couple of miscues, especially in their own end. They seem to be really laying back right now. Pirates showing a little bit of jump, but for the most part, it's 2 goals up right now on the Portland Pirates with 3:36 left here in the third period, and Flames trying to hang on.
Your play-by-play debut. Go ahead to TV.
Travis Brigley breaking out over the Pirates line, dumping it into the corner. Martin St. Louis heading in, trying to get the puck. Tying it up in the corner. Brigley moving in. Puck coming around the other side. Cam White moving in, dumping it in behind. Pirates player having a little bit of a problem, being forechecked by Martin St. Louis. And out comes Daniel Cleary. Over the line, picked up by the Portland player. Eric Sharon having a heck of a time at his own end. Now Brigley picks it up and moves out over his blue line. Dumping it into the far corner. Flames going to make a change. Picked up by Tim Murray, who moves it up 2-line pass. 2:52 left here in the third period, and we talked about the Flames holding on to this 4-3 lead. Certainly it's going to be a big win for the Flames if they do come out on top here tonight, with a team like Rochester coming in tomorrow night. Rochester, one of the better teams, you might call it one of the elite teams in this league, and certainly the Flames are going to be tested tomorrow night. Rochester has good goaltending from Martin Biron. Buffalo right now pretty deep in goaltending with Biron, Rolison, and certainly the Dominator, but Flames will get a big test tomorrow night. Eric Healy picking it up, dumping it off to Chris Clark. Scores! Eric Healy dumping it off to Chris Clark, and a good job going top shelf on Martin Brochu. Chris Clark and Healy having a very good game tonight. I like what Clark has done out there. And with 2:43 left in the third period, the Flames jump into a 6-3 lead.
Flames goal is second of the game and 6th of the season, scored by number 7, Chris Clark. Assisted by number 15, Eric Healy. Time of the goal, 17 minutes, 17 seconds. That's
Aaron Kennedy and Steve Ryan back at Harbor Station and apologizing for some dramatic technical difficulties here this evening that pretty much took us off of the radio and off of television for a while, but we're back on, and a huge goal by Chris Clark after the Pirates were bound and determined they were going to make a game out of this thing, but Clark with his first professional 2-goal game, and he really found just a tad of daylight there to snap that one past Brochu. And the Flames have a 6-3 lead. I believe it was 5-1 when we left you. Dumas scored his 29th from Murray at 11:43 to make it 5-2. Then Cleary his 5th from Dumont, 14:06 to make it 5-3. But now Clark has restored St. John's 3-goal lead, and that's sending many people to the exits, convinced that this lead is now safe. Clark is 2nd of the game, 6th of the season from Healy at 17-17. 5,137 is your attendance this evening. Cam White plays the puck off the boards, skips away from Roach into the Portland zone. Back to play it is Tim Murray. Murray out to center. Roach drops it for White. He'll chip it back into the Portland zone. Malgunas with 1:45 remaining. Moves it to Murray. Murray plays it now for Hankinson. Hankinson ahead for Kowalski. Now for Dumas. He fans on his shot. Dumas has a goal and an assist tonight. Dumont had 5 points earlier this season in a game against the Flames. Here's Dingman on a turnover inside the Portland line. Dingman in front for Brigley. Brigley, this shot just missed along the ice. Cooper holds it on the right side. His shot knocked down by Dingman. He'll backhand it in behind the net. 75 seconds to go in the game. Flames 6, Pirates 3. Kowalski plays it to center. Chopped away by Roach. Picked up by Kowalski. Moving in. Blast. Stopped by Giguère. He can't corral the rebound. Cooper will clear. A minute to go in the game. Gillis slaps it back into the St. John end. Giguère behind the net leaves it for Cam White. White pressured by Vandenbush. Vandenbush spun around by White. Mills in behind the net, leaves it for Hankinson on the right side. Hankinson in front, broken up by Brigley. Hankinson on his backhand. Roach tries to sweep it away, and Brigley will get it out to center. Now Roach is back and blasts it off the boards, capped in. There's a shot by Gillis. Giguère with the pad save. 20 seconds to go. Giguère behind the St. John net, leaves it for Ellick. Ellick on the left side for Domicelli. He has a hat trick. 10 seconds left. He blasts it in. Brochu turns it away. And the St. John Flames wrap up 5 consecutive games against Atlantic Division opposition with a record of 4 wins and 1 loss. They beat the Pirates tonight 6-3, and the Flames certainly didn't have any technical difficulties, unlike their broadcast crew tonight.
Well, I thought the Flames dominated the Pirates tonight. They played the type of hockey that we really haven't seen enough of, or a lot of, this year from the Flames. And that is good, aggressive, in-your-face hockey. Played very well in the corners, I thought. Very aggressive on the offense. Control the neutral zone as much as they could. Shots 47-39. Certainly was a pretty wide open game. But other than a few mistakes here in the third period, I thought they played a pretty darn good game. And Rick Vaive and Jeff Perry should be happy in the most part with how this game went along through the most part.
6-3 is the final score. Nat Domicelli leading the way with a 3-goal performance, the first hat trick of the season for a St. John Flame. Clark had 2, Bégin had the other. Replying for the Pirates, Cleary, Dumont, and Hulst, all 3 goals coming in the third period of play. 6-3 is the final. We'll stay right with you for the 3 stars selections.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's Labatt 3 stars as selected by the media. Tonight's 3rd star from the St. John Flames, number 12, Martin Louis. Tonight's 2nd star, also from the St. John Flames, number 7, Chris Clark. And tonight's 1st star of the game from your St. John Flames, number 17,
Pretty deserving selections.
Yeah, absolutely, especially Domicelli. He was sharp all night, really didn't get caught up the ice, and of course the offense speaks for itself. 3 goals, and the Flames need that from Nat Domicelli. He's a sniper, he's got a great set of wheels. The line combination worked. Good choice by Rick Vaive, putting Brigley between St. Louis and Domicelli. And overall, once again, good performance. Chris Clark, strong game tonight. Chris did a good job, very aggressive. He played his type of hockey. Tough in the corners, banged around a bit, went to the net, and picked up a couple of points. Chris Clark, very, very good job with a couple of goals tonight.
And did you see that? The hat trick for Nat Domicelli, first 3-goal game of the season for the Flames. Did you see that as a presentation of the Color Center? Your Westside Benjamin Moore dealer in Westwood Place. The Color Center is your MVP of the decorating game. So that will do it for us. For those of you watching tonight on Saturday Night Sports on TVNB, we hope you've enjoyed it from Harbor Station. And again, we apologize for our technical difficulties in the third period. The Flames beat the Portland Pirates 6-3. St. John is now 5 points back of the Leafs in the fight for third, and they are 8 points up on the Pirates, and it's really difficult to even call this a fight for the final playoff berth in the Atlantic Division. It is very much beginning to appear like the Pirates are going to miss the postseason. Again, the final score tonight, the St. John Flames 6, the Portland Pirates 3. For Jim Hennessy and Barry Johnson, and for Steve Ryan, I'm Aaron Kennedy at Harbor Station. Thanks for watching Saturday Night Sports on TVNB. Postgame.
And there you have it. After 60 minutes of play, Jim, the Flames do pull out a 6-3 win. Looked a little bad there. It was a 5-3, I guess it was. Didn't look like maybe they were going to blow it as they have done before. So it's nice to see that they get a win out here tonight. But a lot of fans are walking away real happy. But some people are forgetting that this is a 5th place team that they just beat in the division with a lowly 42 points in the league, which has got to be a league low anyway. So I wouldn't be too proud of the win personally, but it's still a win. It gives the Flames 50 points, moves them up higher in the standings.
Yeah, no question. I mean, it is a big win. Nat McKelly, good to see him putting the puck back in the net. Chris Clark, big offensive turnaround for him. Like we mentioned earlier in the second period, you know, this guy wasn't getting a lot of ice time. Rick Vibe said, okay, you want the ice time? Get out there and produce for me, and that's exactly what he did tonight. Jean-Sebastien Giguère had a fairly good game. Third period looked a little shaky. Defense might have fell down on him a little bit, but they do pull out the 6-3 win, but they got to keep their skates strapped on tight because Rochester Americans coming in tomorrow.
First star was Nat McKelly. Second star was Chris Clark. Third star, Martin St. Louis. Fourth star, Chris Dingman. Any question there?
No question about it. Dingman deserves it all the way around. Great game from him.
Well, our next broadcast, Jim, is going to be next Saturday. Springfield's in, so we're going to be going live next weekend here at Harbor Station against Springfield. And from Harbor Station, I'm Barry Johnson. That's Jim Hennessy. We'll see you next weekend.